Welcome to the Wiltshire Cup Final. We're here at the Harden Hewish Stadium here in Chippenham, and my name's Ian Knockholds, and for the next couple of hours I'll be bringing you live coverage of the Melksham Town versus Downton Wiltshire Senior Cup Final match here, and I'll be joined in the commentary box by Mark Jeffrey from Melksham Town. Good afternoon, Mark.
Good afternoon, Ian, and warm welcome to everyone to a sunny and fine-looking Harden Hewish Park. All set fair for hopefully a good game between two good footballing sides.
Well, the teams have just taken to the pitch now, and we're going through the formalities which you'd expect on a day like today. It's a cup final day here in Wiltshire, and we've got Downton, who are playing in red shirts and white shorts and red socks. They've taken to the pitch. They've taken to the left-hand side of the pitch, so they may well be playing from left to right. But I don't think we haven't done the coin toss yet. In fact, actually, while we're waiting for the game to get underway, what I'll do is I'll go over to Mark, and Mark can run you through today's Melksham side.
Melksham side in goal is Tom Druitt. Right back is Matt Sharp. Left back, Ian Jeffrey. Central defenders today are Adam Young and Saeed Ibrahim. Right midfield is Sean Benison. Left midfield is Josh Robinson. Central midfield with David Macy, captain, and Nathan Flower. And up front, number 9, goal scorer Gary Higdon. Alongside him, Dan Kovacs. On the bench for Melksham today, number 12, Will Stead. Number 14, Jordan Evans. Number 15, Ash Barnett. 16, reserve keeper Dave Butler, and number 17, Dan Griffiths.
And I'll bring you the Downton team now. It's number 1, Charlie Aldridge, 2, Matt Palmer, 3, Brandon Monday, 4, Matt Scott, 5 and captain Ben Smith, number 6, Jamie Waters, number 7, Matt Holmes, 8, Vinnie Rusher, 9, Harvey Coker, 10, Danny Weston, 11, Claudio Herbert, 12, Dan Telfer, 13, Tom Cowley, 14, Liam Hope, 15, Jamie Sainsbury, and 16 is Thomas Mosley. We're just having the coin toss now. It is a beautiful day here, Mark. We couldn't have wished for a better day when we consider the monsoon conditions of last Saturday.
Yeah, it's quite extremes that we've had this season from 1 week to the other. Obviously, it's been a bad season in terms of postponements and fitting fixtures in. And Melksham already played on a Monday and a Thursday this week, although, to be fair, a much-changed team on the Thursday. And no doubt Downton had a game in the midweek. So games coming thick and fast, but I'm sure that's all forgotten now today, and they'll just get on and enjoy the sun, hopefully get the ball down and play a good game.
Well, it's looking like a good surface here at Harden Hewish Park. This is my first visit to this particular stadium, of course, the home of Chippenham Town. And we are just about to get underway here, seconds away from kick-off. And it will be Downton playing from left to right in their red strip, white shorts and red and white striped socks. And Melksham in their traditional yellow shirts and black shorts and yellow socks, playing from right to left as the ball, that's our first casualty of the afternoon, the ball sailing over the stand on the far side of the pitch, and it will be it's a throw into Downton midway into the Melksham half. Do I detect a slope on this pitch?
Yeah, there is. Downton are attacking with a slope behind them. It's a gentle slope, but a slope nonetheless. So yeah, Downton have got the slope. It appears there's no wind out there. Long throw into the box, cleared away by Sharp for Melksham, the first sort of danger of the game. Shot from 25 yards out. Referee's given a free kick to Downton, about 25 yards out, centre of the field, dangerous position. Much protest from Melksham, but dangerous, an opportunity rather early doors for Downton.
Yeah, I was going to say that throw-in looks like it was taken by Rory Delap. It was an absolute monster of an effort. And then Matt Holmes broke just outside the Melksham box in the centre of the pitch. Very good. Well, it was a good chance, really. He was powering through. He's standing behind this free kick now. But so Melksham defending from the off. This is a very central position, just outside of the Melksham box, and Holmes is lining up. It's almost a Roberto Carlos style. Actually, I don't think he's going to take it. It's going to be taken by number 8, Russia, but it hits the wall and goes out. Holmes on it now for Downton, spraying it out left. Holmes again down the left wing. Ball. No, he keeps it in. Just slows things down on the edge of the box, and that was number 6, Jamie Waters. It's more central now, just in front of the box. They got it to Claudio Herbert. At a shot there as the ball came out from Downton. That was high, wide and handsome in the end. So some relief there from on the Melksham defence. But Melksham yet to get underway really in this match so far. It's been the opening salvos have been from Downton. Is Downton a team that obviously they're not in the same division, of course? Melksham playing in the Western League and Downton of the Wessex League. But are they a team you know a great deal about?
No, not a great deal. They're in an equivalent sort of league structure, so they're step 5, so similar league. They're about 6th in their league. We're about 10th. So I guess on paper the team should be fairly even. But you're right, Downton started well.
Downton again attacking down the left wing in midway into the Melksham half, and Downton will have another throw in. Not sure who takes these, but whoever it is, he's got a huge throw. Matt Scott it is. As I say, I think he might be Rory Delap in disguise, but he's going to put another one of these huge efforts into the Melksham box, and he does so. But it's that was. I think actually the referee's seen something he didn't like anyway, and the ball's just gone straight out of play. So it will be Druitt in the Melksham goal, who's at first a goal kick of this game was a very dodgy effort which Ian Jeffrey needed to mop up. Jeffrey's got the ball now, but he's under pressure from Claudio Herbert on that. It's on Melksham's left flank. It's on Downton's right. Claudio Herbert looks like a player. I think Ian Jeffrey's going to be in for a busy time today.
Yeah, I think Claudio Herbert, I know he was at Frome Town, I think, earlier in the season, so obviously a talented player, so played up a couple of levels, and obviously looks like he'll be one to watch this afternoon. So early doors, Melksham really haven't settled into the game yet, so they hope we don't get the ball down and start playing.
Because you haven't been in brilliant form in the last couple of games going into this one, do you think that the prospect of the Cup Final has been a bit of a distraction? Yeah,
I think that's fair to say. I think a few of the players probably took their eye off the ball a bit. Once we were sort of comfortable staying up in the league, sort of the players did take their eye off the ball, and the results have suffered. Having said that, in a cup final, anything could happen. And as I speak, Downton on the attack, and Benison's just defended well there, clearing it away. Melksham really need to get their foot on the ball and start passing. Macy on the ball now, hopefully move forward.
Yeah, Macy's the one they need to be getting the ball to, because he's certainly, in the games I've seen Melksham play, does make him tick. Anyway, Higdon now, he's had the first opportunity in the Downton half to get onto the end of a ball, but it's dirty work at the moment, as Melksham not really able to find a great deal of space. And Claudio Herbert, again, he's on the ball, he's showing some very nice touches. They got the ball out wide to the right. It's Danny Weston. He puts the ball cross in, and it's come off of number 5, Adam Young, but it's gone back to the Melksham goalkeeper. So Melksham still it's still 0-0 here. Of course, we've only had a few minutes of this game so far, about 5 minutes, and Downton again put a long ball up. It's a long hanging effort to Danny Weston, but he's got Adam Young for company, and again the ball bounces into the hands of Tom Druitt in the Melksham goal. Druitt gets it up, and it's now to Josh Robinson down the left. He breaks for Melksham. This is the first time Melksham have been in the final third. Cuts in just on the edge of the box, shows some very good footwork. Does Robinson, and they've got it to, I think that was Macy with the shot there, wasn't it, Mark? And the first salvos, and I think you've won a corner.
Yeah, it must have taken a slight deflection off the Downton striker. So alas, Melksham seemed to have got the first chance to settle on the ball, and a good move there with Josh laying it back to Dave Macy, and we've got a corner on the Melksham left to be taken by Macy, probably an in-swinger.
So Macy with the corner, then he plays it in. He plays it long to the far post, looking for probably Higdon, and Higdon, I think Higdon's on the ball over on the far side now, over on that right-hand side. The ball's crossed in again now into the box. That's Higdon on it in the 6-yard box. Melksham now building pressure on the Downton goal, and another crossfield ball, a cross in there from Josh Robinson. Melksham deep into the box still. The ball pinging around. Downton can't clear it, and Melksham there with a shot just to the left of the Downton goal. In good pressure, very controlled play there from Melksham, and looking to craft an opening, and that's more like it, Mark.
Yeah, I think that's a bit of confidence in it, getting on the ball. We've got a young team out there, probably a bit of nervousness, so they've got the ball down. Bit of confidence. Adam Young there, who does pop up with the old goal from central defence, hit his left foot shot just wide, so I hope that's got a bit of confidence, and on we go from here.
Free kick to Melksham, just inside the Downton half over on the left-hand side. Macy takes it quickly, a bit too quickly. I think he'll get pulled back, and he'll have to get a second chance to take that. Ricocheted off the back of a Downton player's head and didn't really go anywhere, so the ball's gone all the way down the hill and reclaimed there by the Melksham goalie. So this will be a free kick. Macy to take again in that position just inside the Downton half, as the players are spreading. It's not particularly obvious where he's going to take it. He takes it down to the left. Jeffrey keeps it in, nicks it to the near post, but couldn't win it in the air, and it's been pushed out to the left by Downton. It's going to go out for a throw-in, and it's Josh Robinson for Melksham to take. Robinson to Higdon, back to Robinson. And now Jeffrey, Higdon, and it was actually it was dispossessed by Claudio Herbert, and he's kicked the ball away, but it's going to be a throw-in still inside the Downton half for Melksham. Again, the goalkeeper's having to go back down to his left-hand side because the ball keeps on rolling down this hill. But it's going to be Jeffrey with the throw-in. Throws it, and ref didn't like that. I think you saw a bit of pushing going on there. Who was that who's just infringed there, Mark?
Yes, it was Kovacs, sort of the defender, quite clever defending actually, because just before the referee looked, he sort of grabbed his shirt and pulled him around, and just the ref turned around, he saw Kovacs grabbing the shirt. So clever play in the underhand heart of defending there by the central defender. So free kick to Downton, which they knock long towards the Melksham central defence. Young partially wins the header and sort of cleared away by Saeed Ibrahim.
So Melksham trying to get the ball out of their half now, but Downton have it, put another ball in, but it's headed away there. They've got it up to Kovacs, and now Robinson, but Robinson's dispossessed, and the ball goes through, and it will be Danny Weston who tries to hunt this one down, but it was headed back to the Melksham goalkeeper. It just calms things down a bit there. Melksham again under a bit of pressure. But it was them who were turning the screw moments ago. Anyway, that long ball forward looking for Kovacs. It's going to be Robinson who runs onto this, but it's again headed back by Matt Palmer for Downton, back to the goalkeeper, Charlie Aldridge. Interestingly, you can see Charlie Aldridge is wearing a hat, which obviously the sun's in his eyes. That could be a factor in the second half. Melksham are going to have to play with the sun well, the goalkeeper is anyway in his eyes.
Yeah, no, it's all part of the game which needs to be looked at, but just need to get on with it. Hopefully Tom's got a cap. Hopefully he won't be putting on his sunglasses. I prefer him just in a cap. And again, good challenge there from Jeffrey on Herbert, which ended up being a throw for Downton, much to Jeffrey's disgust.
Taken quickly that one, and they've got it up towards Weston. Weston and Herbert now over on that right-hand side. And the ball goes out of play, and it's going to be a throw-in to Melksham, I think. It's going to be Jeffrey to take. Still 0-0 here. How long have we had? We've had about 10 minutes. Jeffrey's throws up there, looking for Higdon. Kovacs is underneath this one, but it loses out to Ben Smith. Saeed Ibrahim with a long ball forward, but headed back by Matt Scott from into the Melksham half. And again, Downton put a long ball forward, looking for Weston, but it was one in the air by Saeed Ibrahim. And Ibrahim he's won a free kick here. It's a very central position. They're going to let the goalkeeper take it as Melksham trundle up the pitch. And Druitt plays it up to Higdon, but Higdon loses out in the air. Now they've got it to Claudio Herbert. Herbert's won himself he's won a free kick. Won't be one who takes it though. It looks like Ben Smith for Downton takes it quickly, and he gets it over to Matty Holmes. But Holmes loses out, and now Melksham are breaking up the right. Holmes wins the ball back, but he's going backwards, and it's only just it's been cleared up to the halfway line over on that left-hand side. But now Downton have a quick throw-in. They've got Weston up, but there are Melksham men back over deep on that left-hand side. Weston twists and turns. He's trying to get the ball in, but he can't. He's got some close attention from Saeed Ibrahim, and the ball comes back up to the halfway line. That's going to go out for a Melksham throw. No, it's not. It's going out for a Downton throw. I think it's number 3 here, Brendan Monday, who's going to take it just on the halfway line, far side from where we are in the commentary position. Downton play the ball down that left flank, but they've given it away, and it's up to Higden. Higden to Robinson. Melksham struggling to find their men, it would have to be said, but having said that, Downton really in the same boat. The ball's it's a very bouncy pitch, isn't it? It's a very bobbly ball. Yeah,
it's quite lively, the pitch. It looks good, but there's not a great deal of grass on it, and it's quite hard, so the ball is sort of bobbling around a bit, and the players are finding it difficult to get the ball under control and get the ball passing, which tends to happen at the early start of the cup final. As we speak now, number 3 is through for Downton, shoots across goal, Druitt gets a left leg on it and deflects it behind for a corner. First real opportunity of the game crafted by Downton.
And again, down that left-hand side, that's where they were building all the pressure from the start of this game, and that's where that breakaway has just come from, and they've got themselves a corner, and it will be taken on the right-hand side of the game, of the ground. Downton don't seem to be in any great hurry to take this. It's going to be number 8, Vinny Rusher, and he wasn't rushing anywhere to take that. Anyway, Rusher plays it into the near post, headed away by Melksham. It's out to Holmes. Holmes cannons off a shot, but it hits the Melksham defence, and Melksham get the ball up to the halfway line, and Kovacs was underneath that, but he couldn't win it in the air. He's got the ball again now. He's tried to play it onto Higden, but Higden, again, beaten by the bounce of the ball. Brandon Mundy under that one, but now Melksham coming forward. I think this is Sean Bennison, and he's just been fouled there over on that right-hand side, so Melksham will have a free kick midway into... No, it's not, it's a throw-in. What am I talking about? David Macy chests it down. Ball played in now. Higden in the air, and he's hit the bar. Melksham have hit the bar. Can they the ball's still in the Downton box. Downton are trying to get it away. Melksham were trying to get hold of the ball to have another shot, but couldn't manage it. But Gary Higden there, the width of the post away from putting Melksham in the lead. And when you've got a striker who's as tall as Gary Higden, then the headed goal is always going to be a threat.
Yeah, great ball in from Dave Macy on the Melksham right, and Higden got a good head on it and cannoned off the post and away to safety. But you're right, Higden is dangerous, not just in the air but also on the ground. So hopefully he gets more of the play. Macy appears to be on the ball and on his game now.
Yeah, they needed to play Macy in, and he has seen a bit more of the ball in the last few minutes, which is good for Melksham. But Melksham are the ones trying to get hold of the ball, because Downton are coming forward. They've got up to the halfway line again down that left wing, and it was Rusher over there on the left, and the players. It's almost comedic because the ball's getting caught underneath their feet, and Jeffrey's on it now, actually in the centre, and he plays it forward to Robinson. Robinson again loses out. It's like almost like playing with a grenade, because it seems that nobody wants to put their foot on the ball and calm things down. The ball's got a mind of its own at the moment. Anyway, the ball's been put out of the ground there by Downton. It's sort of end-to-end stuff. Very difficult to pick out who's taking control of this game, Mark.
Yeah, I think Downton started very much on the front foot. The quality of the game, I guess, for a neutral is not quite there just at the moment, but it tends to be in the bigger games. Players get a bit nervous. As I said, the pitch is a bit lively, so it'll take a bit of time to settle down. But yeah, it's a fairly even game now. Melksham come back into it a bit. So as we thought, really anybody's game at this stage.
Well, Downton have it in the centre of the park, but Macy comes back and wins the ball. Now Macy's got going. He's on a run in the middle, and he's let off a shot, and it's just to the left of the goal there. But Macy, from a good 35 yards out there, unleashed. It wasn't an absolute howitzer of an effort, but he looked like he'd seen the goalkeeper off of his line, and he was going to try and place it to his left. Didn't quite pull it off, and now Downton have got a Downton have got a goal kick, but certainly looks like Melksham playing themselves into this game. As the goal kick's taken, one in the air by Jeffrey. Downton have the ball, but they've given it away, and that's Benison. Benison trying to put a long ball there through for Higden, but it had a little bit too much on it, and going straight through to Charlie Aldridge in the Downton goal. Benison now for Melksham, but that ball straight to Matt Scott at the central defence. Kovac's doing his best to make a nuisance of himself. Saeed Ibrahim's done very well coming from deep to win the ball, and now Macy puts the ball over the top now, and the goalkeeper there, Charlie Aldridge, very quick off of his line to snuff that one out, but that could have all gone horribly wrong if he hadn't have collected the ball, because he would have left an open goal. But so I think Melksham are starting to ask this Downton side a number of questions as they settle into this game. But now Downton come forward. Jeffrey clears it, but only up to Smith. Smith plays it down the right. Now it's Claudio Herbert on the right wing for Downton, but he's got the ball again. Melksham had an opportunity to clear it, but they didn't take it. Herbert showing some very good close ball control skills. Gets it to the byline. He's trying to find a way through, and the ball's come off of Ian Jeffrey, so he's won his side a corner. But Herbert is definitely one to watch, Mark. He's got some very good close control skills, and I think that was exactly what this game called for, actually. Somebody putting their foot on the ball.
Yeah, no, he looks a very, very composed player, a very skillful player, and is going to be a threat to Melksham. Will be an interesting matchup against Jeffrey at left back. He's got good pace for Melksham, so those two should be a good game to watch this afternoon. Corners cleared away by Higden doing his defensive duty, and a throw to Downton on the left, and Rory Delap, a.k.a. known as Matt Scott, will no doubt hurl one in towards the Melksham box, trying to put him under a bit of pressure.
So this effort, to the near post, was well caught there by Tom Druitt. He had a lot of bodies around him, but he managed to keep hold of it. We may have to declare an interest in the Melksham right back, because it would. I think it would be fair to say that he's your son.
Yeah, he the much maligned Melksham left back. Definitely declare an interest in my son. I think it probably costs him more in terms of if we lose, it's all his fault, and if we win, well, that's just his job anyway. But I think any dads listening to this have got sons playing football will know where I'm coming from on that one.
Well, he's had a good start to this game, and he needs to, because Claudio Herbert has impressed in the opening moments here. Anyway, Benison's on the ball now for Melksham, and he gets it to Nathan Flower. Flower plays playing a ball through to the left, but that's dribbled out, and I think actually there was an infringement there. So Melksham are going to have a free. They're going to have a free kick. Macy standing around just inside the Downton half on the left-hand side, about 10 yards in from the touchline. So it would be Macy to put this ball in as the yellow shirts start to line up. I'm assuming he's going to put this over a diagonal effort across from left to right. As he steps up, and that's exactly what he does. He launches it high into the air, and the goalkeeper's there, and he claims it. So that another attack there doesn't come to anything. But Aldridge gets us underway again, kicking the ball up to the halfway line, headed down there by Downton. But that one's going to peter all the way back to the Melksham goalkeeper Tom Druitt. Has Melksham got a long and illustrious history in this competition then, Mark?
I've won it sort of on 6 occasions. Last time 5 years ago, actually at this ground against Leverstock and Ford, won 5-2. So yeah, 6 times in 137 years. So probably do another one. So yeah, it's not bad, but we could do some more.
Well, they'll be dancing in the streets of Bower Hill tonight if we are able to bring home the cup.
Although it won't be the original cup, more to come on that story.
Oh right, well, mystery and intrigue here at Harden Hewish Park as Downton now just inside the Melksham half. Ball cut out there by Ian Jeffrey. In fact, actually, that probably counts as a shot there from the left back, because it went all the way through back to the Downton goalkeeper. Anyway, he launches it back up to the centre circle. Now Downton trying to build an attack over to the left. They've got Weston there. He puts a cross in, but that was high, wide and hopeful, and that will go out for a goal kick to Melksham Town. Got a good crowd in here today. Obviously helped by the weather. We seem to have lost the goal. No, the goalkeeper's back with the ball. That's good. Getting underway shortly. Is this pretty much a full strength Melksham side that you've been able to put out today?
Only one missing, I guess, is Tom Robinson, Josh's brother. Typically plays in centre midfield. He picked up a knee injury a few weeks ago playing Sunday morning football, which, as you can imagine, didn't go down too well with the manager. Unfortunately, that's kept him out of the game. Other than that, very much sort of to full strength. Got a guy called Luke Smith who's played about a dozen games this year, who's unfortunately gone back to America. But yeah, very much a full strength team out there. Apart from poor Tom, who's missed out really, which is a shame. In terms of the crowd, yeah, good crowd here. There was some discussion between ourselves as to whether this is the right time to play the Senior Cup Final on a Saturday afternoon, whether moving it to a midweek or a Sunday or a Friday night might be something worth considering to get people here who are playing today. Perhaps one for another day.
Perhaps one for half time, actually, because we've got a few talking points on that. On knowing a little bit about the county cups as I do. Anyway, Melksham have the ball just inside the Downton half, but Downton get it away. Now they've got it just over on the left-hand side of the Melksham half. They're playing the ball down the line, but that Weston was going in the wrong direction, and that's going to peter back to Druitt in the Melksham goal. Game's gone a little bit flat in the last couple of minutes. We've had about 24 minutes, so we're about halfway through this first half. Both teams have had chances, still 0-0, and Holmes now has it for Downton. He's got it to Herbert. Herbert loses out to 3 Melksham players. Ball played over the top to Kovacs, who hasn't sprung the offside trap. I think that was a surprise to Downton, but anyway, Kovacs has lost out to Matt Palmer, the right back, and actually I think the captain there, Ben Smith, has... he's just had to get involved and get the ball out, but it's come off of a Melksham player. Otherwise, Melksham may well have had a corner there. Yes, we could do something. We could do with something to inject a little bit of energy into this.
Yeah, it's gone a bit flat, to be fair. I think the early few minutes looked quite promising. Downton on the attack, looking dangerous. Melksham coming back then quite strongly, but for the last, as Ian said, the last 5-10 minutes, it's gone a bit flat, really, which is a bit disappointing. It's a bit early for them to be wilting in the sun just yet. So hopefully they can pick it up and get the game off and running again, because it looked promising. As we talk, ball over the top, which Sharp heads and Melksham clear away. Free kick given by the linesman and the assistant. Nothing too much in that. Play the ball down and get on with it, really.
Jeffrey had taken a bit of a knock on the head, but he didn't seem to stay down too long. He obviously made a stern of stuff, and he's judged to have been fouled there anyway, so it's going to be Druitt who comes over to take the goal kick. Not the goal kick, sorry, the free kick. Those are exceptionally good boots that your goalkeeper's wearing. They're very flash.
Too flash for a goalkeeper, in my opinion.
Oh dear, well, if he backs it up with a performance in this cup final, then he can wear whatever he likes. Anyway, Downton have the ball, and they've got it back to Smith, who puts it up, trying to find Herbert. It came off of his arm, incidentally. But anyway, Higdon's on the ball now in the left wing. He's taking it. He's trying to take it to the byline. He's got it. He's got Palmer with him, but the ball did manage to get into the centre. It has been regained by Melksham, who've lost it, and now it's number 8, Vinnie Rusher, who goes into the Melksham half, but Ibrahim plays the ball back to Druitt in the Melksham goal. And Druitt kicks the ball up the slope, looking for Kovacs, but Macy's on the ball now. He's put it out wide to the right, just into the Downton half. And that's number 2, Matt Sharp, over on that right-hand side for Melksham. He's going to be the one who gets the throw in. He takes it quite quickly. Back again to Macy. Macy plays a ball over the top. And Melksham have it now deep into the Downton half. But they're trying to get the crossing and they couldn't. But they do have the ball. Now the ball has come into the centre of the box. And that was a ricochet off of a Melksham player ricocheting into a Downton defender. We thought that may have even turned the ball into their own net, but that wasn't the case, and the ball came out. But there is a Downton player down. Clearly, it was it was all hands to the pumps there, panic stations in the 6-yard box, and another good opportunity, Mark.
Yeah, you can tell the pitch is a bit hard. It's nice to see a bit of dust flying in the 6-yard box when there's a melee. Not enough dust flying in 6-yard box, if you ask me. But again, Sharp got forward, and it's good to see Matt settling in now and getting forward. Got a good ball into the box. Higden caused havoc in there with the Downton central defender, and after a couple of ricochets, the ball cleared away. The Downton central defender is still down at the moment and taking a bit of treatment. Hopefully he's all okay and can continue.
While we've got a stoppage, Mark, it was recently suggested to me at a Somerset Cup game that the county cups would be, in terms of fixture congestion and a sort of appreciation from the football family, perhaps the county cups would be better played as a pre-season tournament, meaning that when you do get to the business end of the season, particularly with the weather we've been having over the last few months, you're not having to try and worry about a county cup along with the other league cups and the league competitions. I don't know if you've got any thoughts on that.
Yeah, I can see where that's coming from. I think, looking at it from the club's point of view, then at the start of the season, clubs tend to have big squads, so they're sort of trying players out, etc., etc. Typically, a lot of clubs play pre-season friendlies as well against each other, so it would sort of be a good chance to get the games in and out of the way. I think putting my Wiltshire FA hat, which I haven't got, by the way, they probably would look at that as sort of demeaning the value of the competition and putting it as a pre-season game. But I think everything needs to be looked at in football these days in terms of the finances are very tight for clubs, and anything that would help with that definitely needs a looking at, and maybe a bit of two-way flow between the FA and the clubs rather than the FA dictating what happens. Hopefully not too controversial.
Well, if you've got any opinions on that, then you can tweet us. You can tweet me. That's at Ian Knockers, IANNOCKERS, and you can tweet Melksham Town as well, can't they, Mark?
Yeah, that tweet is very originally named at Melksham Town FC. So yeah, by all means, got any comments on today's game or what's happening, then send a tweet through, and we'll try and acknowledge it.
Kovacs there showing some good sportsmanship, just plays the ball back to the Downton goalkeeper Charlie Aldridge, who gets his goal kick up to the halfway line, one in the air by Robinson, and but that's cleared by the Downton defence. A lot of this game, I've got it to Claudio Herbert now. Jeffrey, overhead kick into the Downton half. Robinson brings the ball down neatly, plays a nice ball forward to Kovacs. Kovacs plays it wide to Higden. Higden now on the wing. He beats the right back. He plays the ball into the centre of the pitch, and another diving header. Unfortunately, couldn't connect there. But Downton lived to fight another day. Melksham certainly have had their chances in this game. Downton have got the ball up to the halfway line now. They're playing it. They're playing some neat one-touch football now. Both sides are actually, which is good to see. I think that's Ibrahim who's come all the way from no, it's not actually, but anyway, it doesn't matter because Downton have the ball back again. The ball played a long crossfield pass to Claudio Herbert, but Jeffrey, so he got there first. Jeffrey puts the ball out, so Downton will have a throw-in midway into the Melksham half over on their right hand, on the right hand side, on the right wing. For down. No, it's Melsham's throw. That was bizarre because I thought Jeffrey put it out. He must have cannoned off of Herbert in the process. Anyway, never mind. Ball's played up towards Kovacs. Headed back there by Matt Scott to his own goalkeeper. Scott this time aiming for the left hand side of the pitch with his goal kick. Downton have had a lot of play up. Their best attacking players come on that left-hand side, although the impressive Claudio Herbert has been playing on the right. Anyway, Melksham have got the throw-in. just inside their own half, but they'll throw it into the Downton half now, up the line. Actually, it's put out of play there by Downton, so Melksham will get another throw in just inside, just in front of their. Oh no, they won't. Yeah, just in front of their dugout. Anyway, the ball was a longer one, played up to Higden. Higden hands on to Kovacs. Kovacs over on the right-hand side of the pitch. A lot of red shirts around him, but Kovacs manages to get the ball back to Macy. Macy still over on that right-hand side, puts a cross in, and that sails safely into the hands of Charlie Aldridge in the Downton goal. So now it'll be Aldridge who clears. Trying to find Weston, who does well to keep the ball in, but Melksham head the ball out. That was number 2, Matt Sharp. And Downton take the throw in, take it quickly. But Melksham win it again, on that occasion springing the offside trap. I think that was a bit marginal, but fortunately nothing rested on it. So Downton will have a free kick for the offside, just inside their half, over on the left-hand side of the pitch. Still 0-0 here, of course. We've had about half an hour or so, but we have had some injury time. So there'll be a little bit of extra time at the end of this first half of the Wiltshire Cup Final. The ball played long into the left-hand side of the Melksham box, headed on there, but Druitt was underneath it, took it well. Just calms things down a bit. He gets it out to Jeffrey, which alerts Claudio Herbert. Jeffrey gets the ball up to halfway, looking for Higden. Higden heads on to Kovacs. Now Kovacs has only got... and I don't know whether... Did you have a better view of that, Mark?
Yeah, I think he probably was marginally offside. I think, everybody's looking the ball into Higden, and Coves, I think, had just strayed just a yard offside when he had no real need, left with a one-on-one with the keeper. Melksham manager, I can see on the halfway line, hands on hips, looking suitably displeased with that decision, but I think it was actually correct.
Well, it certainly was very marginal. Anyway, Flower... dispossessed, and the ball played again down into the left position by Downton, but Tom drew it very quickly off of his line, quickly out of his area. Well, not out of it. Well, out of his 6-yard box, but was just inside his penalty box and was able to get his hands onto the ball. So he snuffed out that attack, and he's again put it out to Higden. Higden now nods on to Kovacs. Kovacs is joined by Robinson, but Downton get it away. They got it down to Claudio Herbert. Herbert doing very well to control the ball, but Jeffrey there dispossesses him, and it's gone out for a throw-in. Or is it a free kick? No, it's a throw-in. Good. Thought so. Right, so it's going to be the number 2 who takes it, Matt Palmer. Palmer takes the throw, looking for Herbert. One in the air by Jeffrey. Jeffrey's header goes out, so Palmer will get another bite of the cherry, which he takes. Looking for Weston. Weston's found himself in acres of room, and Ibrahim Saeed came out of nowhere there to dispossess him. But it looked like Downton had found themselves. The Melksham defence parted like the Red Sea.
Yeah, I don't know what happened there. Adam Young, one of the most experienced defenders, just switched off for a second, and a throw found Danny Weston almost through on goal. So good bit of covering play by Saeed Ibrahim, who got across and knocked out for a corner on the Downton right. So looks like it's going to be a left swinging corner.
Taken to it never even made the 6-yard box. Went straight out of play. You don't see that very often, do you? Anyway, a bit of a let off there for Melksham. Sort of thing you might associate with a pre-season friendly, but not a cup final, Mark.
No, I think he'd be, as they say, slightly disappointed with that effort. I think it bounced before it reached the 18-yard box, which you don't see too often. But I'll keep quiet because no doubt the next one will zoom into the far corner or something. Anyway, goal kick to Melksham, drew it up to the halfway line, and the ball sort of ricochets out towards Kovacs. Looks to be fouled by the Downton defender, but play on, says the referee, and it's a Melksham throw on the halfway line.
And Melksham, it's going to be Robinson. No, it's not. It's going to be Jeffrey in the end. Just inside the Melksham half. Takes the throw in up towards Robinson and Higden. Robinson has the ball now, plays a neat little ball through to Kovacs. Kovacs back out wide left to Robinson, but Robinson couldn't get there in the end. He couldn't keep the ball in play. However, Downton have got possession, they've got the throw-in, but they're deep into their own half. So as the clock ticks by, it would be a fantastic way to go in for Melksham at half-time if they could grab something before the interval. Certainly, I think it would help. A goal would really help to liven this game up. Anyway, ball played out and to the left. That was Flower looking for Higdon, but again we're back exactly where we were a couple of minutes ago because Downton have got a throw in deep in their own half, almost down by the corner flag, and which they're labouring incredibly, but it seemed to be taking an age to take it. I don't know if the referee's going to intervene. Anyway, Macy wins it in the air. You don't see that very often. Kovacs plays it down to Macy just outside the box. Lovely little shake. He's in the box. Oh, he was wrestled off of it there by number 2, Matt Palmer. You don't see that happen very often either for a player with a solid player like Dave Macy, but I think the momentum he was building as he was going forward allowed the right back to just dispossess him. Anyway, Downton have got the ball right deep into the Melksham half now, just outside the edge of the box. It's number 8, Vinnie Rusher, plays the ball down to the left. They cut it in, and they've got the ball in the net, but the referee's seen something he didn't like, and he's pulling it back. I think that was an offside there, a bit of a let-off.
Yeah, poor old Tom there, sort of a bit of indecision with the back pass. He had sort of plenty of time to just put his foot through it and clear it, but started hesitating, put himself under pressure, and Danny Weston closed him down. Poor kick, put his team right in trouble, really. But I think, again, it was offside, right decision. Melksham knock a long ball forward towards Higdon. Macy picks it up about 35 yards out.
Macy plays a ball through, looking for Kovacs, but it was cut out by the Downton defence. Anyway, they've got it up as far as Flower. Flower now plays another ball through, but again, there was just a little bit too much on that, and the ball just goes through to for a goal. It's going to be a goal kick. I mean, I don't know whether the players are still getting used to the bounce of the pitch, or is this a very different arena to the one they're used to playing in at the Conagher?
No, not really. I think it probably is a bit of nerves. I think the game needs a goal to settle it down. Really, sort of stand has been a bit scrappy. Melksham had a few chances, but it just needs to. The game just needs to settle. Not too much of the passing football that I was hoping to expect from both teams.
Downton have it over on the left, just inside their half. Ball's played through to number 6, Jamie Waters, but cut out by Syed Ibrahim. Melksham trying to head it out of their half. They get it up to Kovacs. Now it's going to come to Macy. Macy wins it in the air, but he gives it to Brandon Monday. Monday puts it again down that left-hand side. Number 8, Vinnie Rusher, he's got the ball. He's emerged with it just on the edge of the box. He's twisting. He's trying to get the cross in. He will get the cross in to the near post. And they were queuing up there. There were 3 of them. Claudio Herbert was the one who thought he'd turn the ball in, but actually completely failed to connect, and it went straight across the face of the Melksham goal. Melksham live to fight another day. But a very sloppy pass there. Again, gifts possession back to Downton. Herbert took too long, and Jeffrey took it off the end of his toe, but it's gone back to the heart of the Downton defence. So they pull another ball through. That came off. Now Herbert's wrestling with Jeffrey to try and get something in the 6-yard box, but and I think he has. He's got his side a corner, so I'm sure that Downton will be expecting to do a lot better from this corner than they were able to do from the last effort. But perhaps you were fortunate to survive that one, Mark.
Yeah, no, absolutely. That's a good break. We actually gave the ball away, unfortunately, wide on the right. Downton seemed to be making quite a bit of their moves down there, their own left. They look particularly strong down there, and as we say, Herbert's always a threat on the right. So decent wide positions. Near post corners cleared on the edge of the box. Downton 7. It's a volley in Matt Holmes, but that one sailed over the bar and away for a corner. But both teams creating some chances, but just at the moment not able to finish them off.
Yeah, I think that last effort by Matt Holmes was a bit more Dr. Watson. As it certainly would have been good for a couple of points in the drop goal, but didn't trouble Druitt in the Melksham goal. And really, I mean, at this stage now, we're coming up to half time. We've had about 40 minutes. I think Holmes really should have got it on target. It's what you want to be seeing now. You want to see not so much of the hit and hope stuff. I think it's the first team that settles and is able to deliberately impose itself on this game is going to be able to take the ascendancy anyway. Benison over on the right for Melksham. He's actually given the ball to somebody else to throw in. Kovacs now trying to come in. Robinson plays a nice little ball through to Higden, but Higden couldn't bring the return pass under control. Now they've got it up to Claudio Herbert. He's got Jeffries with him. He's stuck to him like glue. Herbert tries one of his tricks and he wins a free kick. And the referee, who is today's referee? Do we know? I'm sure we got it.
Roger Smith is today's referee. I'm not sure where he's from, but
he looks like Abraham Lincoln.
he's not from the US of A, I'm sure.
I thought he was going to give Ian Jeffrey a bit of a telling off there, but anyway, so it's going to be Downton who have a free kick, gets the ball into their Melksham half, one in the air by number 5, Young. But Melksham still haven't cleared it. That clearance was deflected. Kovacs heads it on, and now he's running through. The ball taken off of his toe there by Matt Palmer. It looked like Higden was going to be in for a one-on-one. But anyway, Downton still got defending to do. A lot of yellow shirts up here. Play it into the 6-yard box. Pretty dangerous defending, and actually Brandon Monday for Downton just kicks the ball out of play because I think they could see that they could sense the building pressure there from Melksham. Melksham have a throw-in over on the right-hand side. Have committed men up here, so they're going to need to... they obviously want to impose themselves. Number 7, Matt Holmes, has it. He plays it forward to his number 9, Coker. Now, Downton are able to bring it away. Melksham are running back, but it was a poor ball there to Claudio Herbert up wide on the right, and he checked his run. The momentum lost there. But Herbert now takes it deeper into Melksham territory, tight to the touchline, but he managed to get through and he's played it in. And Melksham now are the ones who are putting it out, happy to concede the corner. That was Matt Sharp who conceded that, but needed to get the ball out of play there because it looked like Downton were the ones building pressure. Downton with a corner now over on the left-hand side. Ball comes in, one in the air by Melksham, but still in the penalty box. Ball goes back out to the left. It's number 8 for Downton who powers the ball in, and that was again inches away from going in, inches away from the right-hand upright. I think that was Vinny Rusher with that effort. It's going to be a goal kick for Melksham as they relieve the pressure in these dying minutes. But I was really hoping for big things in the closing minutes of this first half. But if anything, Mark, it's Downton who are finishing with the flurry.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Again, a good move there with Herbert again in the fray. Good ball into the far post cleared, and Melksham never really quite cleared the corner. Sort of giving the ball away dangerously on the edge of the box, and a good effort there by Vinny Rusher that flew across the face of the box without any Downton player able to get a foot on it. But probably towards the last action of the half, so maybe a couple of minutes or so just for one small injury. But I guess we're nearly at the break now. Referee's looking at his watch, and maybe both sides will go off at half-time 0-0, looking to take home the advantage in the second half. So Downton have the ball from midway into the Melksham half over on the left-hand side. Again, that's number 9. That's ball, good cross in there. Now Claudio Herbert's got space. He puts the ball back into the box. Downton trying to get a shot away here. The ball will go out, and I think Jeffrey manages to put the ball out for a throw-in rather than conceding the corner. But still, Downton looking to finish the stronger here. And number 2, Matt Palmer with the throw-in over on that right-hand side up to Claudio Herbert. Now takes it into the corner flag. Herbert trying to get the ball out, but no, the ball has gone out, and it's going to be a Downton throw. Robinson didn't like that, but he's got nothing he can do about it now. In fact, actually, it's not. It's a free kick virtually in a position where you'd have the corner. So a set piece here, very much in the mould of a corner. The ball played into the far post, punched out there by Druitt. I think he did exactly the right thing there. I think Druitt really did need to take control of his penalty box there because Downton were building good pressure.
They've had a lot of balls across the front of the box, and you've got to think it's sooner rather than later. One of them is going to end up connecting and going in. Anyway, the referee has called time on that first half here, so it's 0-0 still here at the Harden Hewish Stadium here for the Wiltshire Senior Cup Final between Melksham Town and Downton. And Mark is just updating some social media, which we shall let him do as the players come off here. Plenty for them to think about here at half-time. We've got another 45 minutes coming up. But who do you think will be the happier the managers going in at half-time then, Mark?
I think probably Downton on the balance of play. I think Downton started well first few minutes. Melksham came back into it. A bit of a sort of lull midway through the half. 5 or 10 minutes Melksham on top, and then towards the end Downton looked dangerous again, creating sort of half chance, if you like, little balls across the box, but with no one able to put the finishing touch. I think Downton slightly happier, Melksham probably happy they're still in the game. I would expect Melksham kicking down the slope, and with a good fitness level, I have to say, within the team, will hopefully take things forward a bit on the front foot in the second half. The officials are just leaving the field and going back in for a well-earned drink, I should imagine. Something cold this weather. And as we see the Downton managers chatting amongst themselves, looking for some inspirational team talk. I'd imagine if scores stay the same, and Melksham will probably change it, typically sort of after about an hour or so, maybe to get some fresh faces on the field. It's a hot day. I'm sure manager Dave Clayton will be looking to bring on some of the substitutes they can get on and change the game. But at this stage, anybody's game, really.
You did an excellent effort there, Mark. While I was, we were respectively updating our social media, as is the way of the world in this day and age. But now then, it would be interesting to see whether or not, I don't know whether we've got any of the great and the good from the Wiltshire FA. I think Mark might see if we can flag somebody down. See if we can. Who have we got?
I think he's president of the Wiltshire FA.
Right. We're hoping to bring you an interview with somebody from the Wiltshire FA. Does he know we're about to descend upon him? I suppose it's quite good that we're behind these benches, because we can't just sort of just jump out and grab people. Indeed, it's not encouraged. Hello.
Hello there.
Hello. Now, you're Mr. Terry Gregory, I believe.
That's correct, yeah. Yes, indeed.
And what's your role at, is it the Wiltshire FA?
Wiltshire County Football Association. I'm doing my first year now as president of the association. The president, of course, is the longest-serving FA councillor who takes over that privilege. And then this is my first year now, having completed 35 years on the FA Council. Tragically, I mean, I was a referee back in the 70s myself, but tragically we had a wonderful guy, a referee, who got on the Football League called Mike Bevan, and he died suddenly at 42 years of age, and he was at that time the referee's representative on the Wiltshire County Football Association. Would you believe it? They asked me if I would stand in temporarily until they found someone else to replace me, and 35 years later I'm still here doing the job. So that's the way it goes. But now, because of my long years service, I've got to the stage when you take over a presidency, and this is my first year. I've just completed my first year now, so I've got 2 years left to go. You do 3 years and that's it.
So what is the role of a president?
Well, it's really a figurehead. Because you've got a council, you see. The county is divided into the actual parliamentary divisions, and 3 representatives come from each of the parliamentary divisions and forms the council. Now, the council elect their own chairman, their own vice-chairman, and then from that council, the whole thing is divided into subcommittees. Discipline committee, cups committee, all the different committees are made up subcommittees from the full council. So there's got to be one figurehead in case there are disputes where they can't be resolved, where the president steps in and takes over to chair any really issues that cannot be resolved within the subcommittee and through the council. So it's very limited. I mean, it's a figurehead really, but it's someone who is there ready to take on a position if they can't agree in any of those subcommittees.
Because we do read and hear a lot about the FA, and particularly with the British press that we have, not all of it's good. But it's very important, isn't it? Particularly at games like today's, with teams like Melksham and Downton. The FA does an awful lot of work at grassroots level, doesn't it? Perhaps you could tell us a little bit about that.
Well, it's taken off just recently. I mean, let me go back to sort of build a picture here. When I started, the committee's basically done the committee work in their own front rooms and their own houses and things. But it's grown because the FA, the National FA, is pushing each county to grow and grow and grow. And we've sort of formed now, we are now a limited company. But the situation is that with a limited company, there's got to be more activity seen. Now, women's football, women's and girls' football has taken off tremendously. Youth football is tremendous, you know. If there's any light at the end of the tunnel for football, it's youth football. There's some brilliant footballers around, young kids coming through now. And the whole thing is restructured and now become, dare I say, well, it is a company operating, you know, developing further and further all the time in different aspects of the game. Youth football, more competitions, women's football. It's just growing. It's just growing and growing. Not just only in Wiltshire, it's growing across the country, you know, in popularity. And that's because there was a big decline, you see. In 1966, when the national side won the World Cup, I think the Trowbridge League then, that's our local league, junior league, had 5 leagues all of a sudden. Now it's back to 2 again. A lot of it depends on how the national side does, which is the same with other sports, I suppose, really.
Now, the Wiltshire Cup is very much your show.
Yes,
so what do you make of your set-piece occasion so far today?
Well, I think it's brilliant today. Here we've had an awful winter, really, weather-wise. It's been absolutely diabolical. And we turn out for our cup final and it's like a cricket afternoon. But the pitch is very hard and it's making it difficult for the players on both teams because the ball is so lively and bouncing very, very high. But of the game today, it's brilliant atmosphere here because there's a tremendous crowd. It's the best crowd I've ever seen at a Wiltshire Cup Final. The weather makes it better for us spectators watching. And the players are doing their best to provide us with first-class entertainment. Hope we see a few goals in the second half, because if we don't, we've got to go into extra time, I'm afraid, and then on the penalty shootout as well as. So,
And just finally, because I know half-time is normally a nice time to go and get a cup of tea. But I mean, I know you have to remain impartial, but just on the 45 minutes we've seen, have you got any idea to who do you think is going to win out here today?
If I had to give points on who was the team with the advantage at the moment, I've got to say it's Downton. I think they're winning the higher ball, the bouncy ball on the dry ground. They're winning the heading situation far better than Melksham. But if Melksham can keep the ball low on the ground, I think they're faster and they can win on that side. So I can't say who I think is going to win, but it's just who's going to get the breaks at the right time now.
Terry, thank you very much for your time. Lovely to meet you, and let's hope that football is the winner here this afternoon. That's excellent there. A word from the Somerset. From the Wiltshire FA. Now then, Mark was tantalising us earlier with a story that began with the fact that today's cup is a different one from that first awarded. Is now a good time to elaborate?
Well, I guess I'm duty-bound to release the secret. But the story is the Wiltshire Senior Cup, which has been presented for many years, traditionally is won by the team on the day. It's taken that team home to their clubhouse, probably left in the clubhouse somewhere on a shelf, filled up with drink this evening and left there for 12 months. That's what happens with cups. This year, that will not be the case. So the winners will not be taking the cup home. They will be taking home a replica of the trophy. Reason being, the Wiltshire FA, as Terry mentioned, are now sort of a little bit more on the commercial side, I guess it's fair to say, decided to get their insurance company to have a look at the cup The cup is made of solid silver, and the Wilts FA discovered that the insurance premium for the cup to hand out to the team to take home and drink and throw around the clubhouse would be £6,000. They therefore decided to reinvest that insurance premium money in a slightly cheaper duplicate cup, which the victors will take back to the clubhouse and drink from and hide away. So that's something that's been around for a while, and I guess they're quite lucky it hasn't been melted down in some clubhouse somewhere in Wiltshire before now. But yeah, you win the cup, you have a look at it, you play with it, and then you put it back and take away a replica. That's the story.
I suppose that's really where the phrase silverware comes from then, but from what you were explaining, it didn't sound like anybody particularly realised just how much silverware really was on offer. Absolutely,
and that's the beauty of the story. I don't know how long that original cup has been around and about, but it's been quite a few years, and somebody's just cottoned on that the fact it was a colour silver gave a little bit of a clue that it actually was solid silver. So yes, it'll be a change this year that whoever takes the cup away, it won't actually be the Wiltshire Cup, which I can totally understand is £6,000 premium, I guess, to be fair.
And when you think of all the other county cups, it would be interesting to know just how many of them are in the same boat. I mean, I had the pleasure of lifting the Somerset County Cup, but that was kept in a very large lockbox. But as you say, I've got a feeling that one ends up sort of being drunken out of, and all the other bits and pieces that go on with celebrations. Now I can't think we've got that long. In fact, actually, the teams are starting to come out. But I was hoping to grab a word with Dan from the Wiltshire Times, if he's up for it, just as the teams come out. Dan, so what have you made of the game so far?
Well, I'd say in the first 5 minutes didn't really show us what the rest of the game was going to be like, in all honesty. I thought Melksham were penned in their half, couldn't even seem to clear the ball at all, but then obviously all of a sudden they seemed to be the team in the ascendancy with all the chances. I mean, the centre-half, Adam Young, had a shot which was inches wide. The captain midfielder, Dave Macy, has had a couple of great chances, and then obviously the best one came around midway through the first half. Hit a cross from the right back, Matt Sharp, from the right wing. A header from Gary Higdon, the striker, who's been a complete goal machine for Melksham so far this season. It looked destined to go in the top corner, but somehow smacked against the post. The other end, I think Downton's Vince Rusher, the left winger, I think, has caused a few problems with a few dangerous balls running at fullbacks. They've also obviously had a goal. Well, they've had the ball in the back of the net, Downton, but obviously that was ruled off for offside. But yeah, I mean, obviously going into the second half, it's extremely finely poised, I'd say. The real question is obviously Melksham, have had a lot more chances, and you wonder if they're obviously going to live. That old adage, live to regret not putting the ball in the net, really. So, but still, of course, it's anyone's game, but you would imagine you'd expect Downton to come into it a lot more in the second half.
I think fitness is going to be a key factor in this second half as well. I mean, it does seem that these two teams are quite sort of closely matched in terms of ability, but we saw Downton start and finish that first half incredibly strong, but Melksham were able to exploit opportunities during it. So we need a goal, and it would be interesting for the second half to see. I think perhaps whether one side is fitter. I don't know if you've detected any lagging legs out there already.
Well, it's kind of hard to say, really, because of course, I mean, I would say they're both two sides who they do try and play football. They both had some spells of nice passing and all that kind of thing. But yes, you're right. Of course, obviously, Melksham are in the Western League, and they're kind of their first league back in the top division of the Western League, and they're kind of safely comfortable at mid-table. Obviously, have some good results and bad results. Whereas Downton, obviously, similarly with them, Downton were also promoted last year from the first division of their league in the Sydenham's League, but of course they're absolutely flying and are in, I think, about 4th or 5th position, obviously. So, they're used to winning games, and I mean, like you said, at this level, fitness is a big thing, because of course, you've got players who are, for the most part, complete amateurs. Of course they are. So, they're very unlikely to be getting paid anything. I mean, there might be enough to pay for a beer after the game that they get given by management afterwards, or something along those lines. But no, I mean, I do think fitness will take a big part, and obviously, I think for Melksham that may be a problem, because as well they're also in obviously a marathon run of fixtures for the end of their season. They played Monday night this week, and they've played last Saturday, and they've also had a game on Thursday. So whether they're going to start flagging, obviously, that may well be something that we find out that could be quite crucial.
Now, just before we let you get back to your to doing what you're supposed to be doing, rather than talking to me, although it's great to be able to have a chat with you. When will you're obviously covering the game here for the Wiltshire Times? So when will your report be out there for the readers?
Well, obviously at the moment I've got my phone here and whatnot else, and obviously we're doing kind of live score updates on Twitter. Obviously we'll have a report online. Later on this evening, a few hours after the game, so that'll be online on the Wiltshire Times website at about 7 p.m. And then obviously in next week's newspaper, obviously we'll have all the reaction from the match, and obviously Melksham's game is in midweek too. Obviously see what the Melksham manager Dave Clayton thinks of it all, and I'm sure from his point of view, hopefully talking about a famous cup win.
Thanks very much, Dan. Actually, what's the Twitter address that people can follow your updates on?
Yeah, absolutely. It's the Wiltshire. You can find it obviously by searching for Wiltshire Times, but it's also at WT Sport.
There you go. I think I'm a follower. In fact, if I'm not, I soon will be. Anyway, Melksham are going to get us underway in this second half. They've come out. They'll be playing from left to right in the second half in their yellow shirts, black shorts, yellow socks. Downton will be from right to left, of course, up the hill in the second half. They're playing in their red shirts with white trim, white shirts, white shorts. It was a bit of a tongue twister, and red and white striped socks. And already Higdon's was looking for a foul there, but I think actually it's gone against him. So it's going to be Downton who get a free kick just it's midway into their half over on the right hand side as they're playing. Now Downton will be going up the hill. I mean, I shouldn't call it up the hill, should I? It's not that bad. I mean, it's not like the north face of the Eiger here, but I mean, up the slope. Is that likely to play any part here, Mark?
I don't honestly think so. It's not. It's a slight slope. I guess if you're against that slope and the wind was bellowing in your face, it might be a bit more. But to be honest, I don't think it should have any major impact on the game. It's just a case of who gets that first goal. I think is going to be crucial, really. And as we speak, Downton on the attack. Ball picked up by Macy, and he clears left-footed up towards Higdon, but cleared easily away by Downton central defender. Again, bit of aerial tennis, and both teams would do well to get the ball on the ground again and try and play.
Ball's gone out of play. It's going to be a throw into Downton over on that right-hand side. Just on the halfway line. Number 2, Matt Palmer. Palmer takes a long throw, but looking for Claudio West, but ended up such a long throw, it's gone straight out of play. So, interestingly enough, one of the things we talked about in the first half was, of course, the fact that the Downton goalkeeper, Charlie Aldridge, was wearing a cap, and I wondered whether that was how much of an impediment the sun was going to be. He's still wearing his cap at the other end of the pitch, but the Melksham goalkeeper isn't. I don't know if your geography is better than mine. Have you got any idea where the sun is?
No, none at all. Except it's not facing me, and it's not as warm as it is watching out there. Possibly a fashion accessory for the Downton goalkeeper, and our keeper is probably not as keen on that side of things. No, serious point, I don't know, actually. I'm just looking at it. The keeper has still got his cap on. But the Melksham keeper, Tom Druitt, decided he doesn't need one. I hope he doesn't.
Yeah, it'll be... I have seen, actually, I've done Western League games where the sun has got in the goalkeeper's eyes and caps have been brought out, but albeit a little bit too late. So hopefully it's not a factor anyway. And if actually what's happened is that the sun is remaining in the eyes of the Downton goalkeeper, then that's all the better for Melksham, of course. You've got a free kick taken by Jeffrey down on that left wing position. Melksham trying to thread the ball through here. Number 2 there, Matt Sharp unleashes an effort, but it goes to the right of the goal. So it'll be a goal kick. It'll be a goal kick to Downton. Now, when we covered a game a couple of weeks ago, Mark, when it was the Radstock game in the Western League, Toolstation Western Division, Premier Division, you mentioned that you did have concerns about Melksham's ability to not. Well, they concede a few just after the break.
Yep, and that was followed up after the Radstock game in 2 fixtures, would you believe? So away to Hallen a week later, 1-0 down half-time, 2-0 down after 46 minutes. I don't know what it is. How far are we in now? We're sort of 4 minutes in, so we're about a couple of minutes away from our danger time. I think it must just be concentration at this level. And a long punt forward is allowed to bounce, which normally causes problems. But Melksham's Adam Young, there's a couple of headers on it, and it's cleared by Josh Robinson away. And again, a ball's too much in the air, really, for both teams to get it down and play. Josh Robinson tries a bit of normality with it. And again, ball's up in the air, and we've got a bit of head tennis going on.
Yeah, Melksham need to get it down, and I think actually they need to really start trying to bring Dave Macy into this game, because when he's got the ball, he's got the ball now, ironically enough, because there's a free kick which Melksham have got over on the left-hand side of the pitch, just inside their half. Macy isn't going to be the one who takes this. He's going back. He's going forward. Melksham have got a couple of players still in their half. Seems to be some debate over where this free kick needs to be taken. Number 5, Adam Young, has gone back a few yards. I think everyone's happy with that now, and the referee gets us back underway. Young then puts the ball high into the left-hand side of the box, of the Downton box, but it's headed away there by Downton and headed out. So it's going to be Ian Jeffrey with the throw-in over on that far side now, the left wing. Higdon struggling to get round the right back, and struggling so much because he was illegally impeded in the view of the referee, and so now Melksham will have themselves a free kick, parallel with the edge of the penalty box over on the left hand side. Macy to take. They've moved the heavy artillery into the box. Macy then delivers this ball to the far post, but Aldridge clutched the ball out the sky. Didn't seem under too much pressure there, actually. I think perhaps getting it a bit further away from the goalkeeper next time would have been in a good way. But anyway, now Downton straight through the middle of the pitch. And what a wonderful save there by Tom Druitt, because the pressure's still on here. Claudio Herbert, Weston trying to unleash a shot. Jeffrey's going to get this one away. Played to Macy, so Macy will bring the ball away. But I couldn't see the number of the Downton player. But Downton, he completely sprung the offside trap and was one-on-one with the goalkeeper. And now Bennison's coming forward for Melksham on their right wing. He's trying to beat the Brandon Monday for pace. The ball goes out, and it's going to be it looks like it's going to be a Downton throw. But I couldn't see who it was who broke through there. Mark, could you for Downton, because that was a cracking opportunity.
Yeah, no, I think it was number 9, Harvey Coker. Long ball out from the keeper. 2 Melksham defenders sort of got in the way of each other, and the ball sort of found itself at the feet of Harvey, running in on the goal, sort of free run at Tom Druitt, who did very well, outstretched legged and knocked that away. But there you go, another danger moment early in the second half, which again has been Melksham's undoing this year. Have they got away with it? We'll wait and see. But Downton seem to have settled again into the game. Melksham struggling to retain the possession at the moment. Downton on the attack, and Jeffrey steps in and knocks it back to the keeper, who linesman's flags up for what can only be an offside. But Melksham, yes, haven't really settled into it at the moment.
So matching the first half, Dan from the Wiltshire Times has informed me that it was Jamie Waters who was the one who broke through there for Downton. That was, probably the best chance of the game when you see a one-on-one, but it was a fantastic save by Druitt. Perhaps Waters will be annoyed that he didn't do better with his effort, but Druitt well and truly kept Melksham Town in the game. Melksham, again, under the cosh here, as they were at the start of the first half and at the end of the first half. But, of course, there was that period in the middle of the first half where Melksham came back into it, and they've got to hope that if they can stick with it, it is still 0-0, first goal absolutely crucial, then absolutely everything to play for as Macy gets his foot on the ball now. He's gone quite tight to the left-hand touchline, plays a neat little ball over the top looking for Higdon, but it was cut out by Ben Scott. Scott gets the ball up but to Claudio Herbert, but Melksham win it back, and that's Saeed Ibrahim. to Jeffrey. Jeffrey plays it down to Macy. Macy ball forward through to Robinson. Robinson now coming down the left. Just on the edge of the box, takes it to the byline. In fact, actually, that was Ben Smith there, rolling over, got in the way there. It was a bit of a shame, really, because that was Robinson getting it to the byline. Looked like a real chance for Melksham, and it was quite an ungainly way of the defender clearing it, but effective nonetheless.
Yeah, he was disappointing, really. He's gotten in a good position, but Higden and Kovacs and Bennison getting in the far post really needs to whip the ball in, but fortunately it sort of dribbled out to touch and away for a goal kick. He was disappointed with that. Hope to do better in a moment. Is
Gary Higden still the Western League's leading goal scorer?
Yeah, I think he's got 35 in all competitions this season. So, although there's a guy, Lee Gale at Gillingham, who's pushing him at the moment, but for Gary to get 35 first season back in Western League Premier is a great effort, and hopefully he is the man that will cause them more problems and notch one today. Total confusion on the halfway line with the with the referee and the assistant. Neither really knowing which way to give it. One giving it one way, one giving it the other, and in the end, of course, going with the referee. And it's a throw in midway in through the Melksham half, and Downton on the attack again, wide out on their right.
So Downton bring it forward, but snuffed out by Melksham. Melksham haven't cleared the ball, although it's getting very scrappy. Macy's he's getting involved and he's going to clear it, but his clearance cannons off the backside of Jamie Waters. Downton still have it in the Melksham half. They're trying to spread prey over to the left. Brandon Mundy has it now. He's coming forward, but that's cut out. I think that was Flower who cut it out, and Melksham are going to get themselves a free kick, which is useful in the midway in their half, because it just does help relieve that pressure that was building there. Downton did start this second half very strong, as Druitt gets the ball up, looking for Higden, but as with so many of the balls over the top, so many high balls which Melksham have put up to Higden, none of them have fallen kindly for him. That he's, with the exception of him hitting the bar, Higden hasn't really been. Melksham haven't really got him into this game, have they?
No, and he's a very key player to Melksham. But to be fair, the service into him hasn't been good. Sort of a couple of long sort of floated balls, which haven't really given him a lot to play with. I think sort of Dan Kovacs, who works alongside him, is probably playing a little bit deeper at the moment and probably needs to link up with him. But he can go quiet for a few minutes. But if the ball's in and around the box, I'd rather have him there as well as any other striker in the Western League.
Kovacs he's had a few moments, certainly in the first half, and he's scored a few goals, hasn't he, Mark?
Yeah, no, Dan has scored sort of circa 13 goals this season. Actually, he's got 15 in 42 games that he's played this season. So, yeah, he sits alongside Kovacs, alongside Higden, is capable of scoring. More a creative role, though. As I said, he just tends to drop off and thread balls through. But, yeah, balls in front of goal. He's someone that supports Gary Higden and is capable. At the moment, it's more about the defensive player, Melksham. Down to come out of the traps pretty good in the second half, and again, Melksham defence is under a bit of pressure, and probably need to weather this storm, so to speak, at the moment, if they want to get something out of this game.
Yes, they have been under the cosh. Downton are the one putting all the pressure on. They've got themselves a corner here over on that right-hand side. Ball has been going out quite a lot, but anyway, ball's delivered again, a low one into the near post, but Matt Holmes there puts a ball into the Melksham box. Holmes again for Downton. Downton have got it, but that corner really didn't come to much. Now the ball's cut out there by Saeed Ibrahim. Macy's coming across to a more central position. I think he can sense that he's got hold of the ball. He can get Melksham going forward. He tried to get it through to Bennison, but it was a little bit too subtle. Bennison has actually come away with it. Didn't fall well for Higden, but Higden managed to get it from under his feet. Melksham have got it over to the left. Now Robinson back to Bennison. Bennison coming forward, but the referee pulls things. He pulls it back there. Do we see that? What that was for? Oh, it's for offside, I think.
debatable decision. I'm not quite sure, but with the linesman waving his flag sort of 50 yards away from the play, you can safely assume that's for an offside, which stopped Melksham sort of getting forward a bit.
Yeah, it's one of the first signs of momentum from the Melksham team there, but again they're back in their final third. Put the ball out. They must get through a lot of footballs here. I mean, I know you get through a fair few at the Conagher, but I mean they'll go. Yes. Anyway, number 2, Matt Palmer has it. Oh no, that ball's found its way back. Anyway, Matt Palmer's he's lining up to take a massive effort throw. He does it. It's just to the near post, but Melksham get it away. But it's just at the edge of the box. Number 6, Walters. A shot from Downton, cannons away. Melksham get it up to halfway, but one in the air by Downton. Downton trying to get the go forward. The poor clearance by Ibrahim, and now the ball played. That's with number 7, Matt Holmes for Downton. Ball being played. A lot of head tennis going on in the middle of the park, and there's a bit of a wrestling match going on there. A bit of Greco-Roman there between Vinnie Rusher. Between I think it was Harvey Corker and Nathan Flower. Right in front of the referee, so I think the referee's gonna have a chat with them. It's not been an ill-tempered game, is it, Mark? We're not expecting discipline to break down here.
No, it's not. I think the game's been fairly even-tempered. And that causes the referee any problems at all. The referee's been quite busy on the whistle. With the ball bouncing around, players' feet up in the air, and it's a bit scrappy. But Downton have started this second period well. Melksham must be slightly concerned, but have a chance to thump it forward through Young, trying to win a corner, but it's cleared away well by Downton to Herbert on the halfway line, but he's tackled, dispossessed by Jeffrey, and the referee blows his whistle yet again. A bit too many blowing the whistle, and it looks as if the referee's getting the first card of the game. Looks like the Downton number 2, Matt Palmer, is about to be cautioned. It didn't look too baddy, and I didn't really see what happened there.
No, neither did I, and I wonder whether it's the cumulative impact of some scrappy play. We've just seen some incidents to say 2 players went to the ground, had a bit of a wrestle, and I would imagine that the referee is keen to stamp his authority back on this game. It's given Melksham a free kick midway into the Downton half over on their left wing, just a few yards in from the touchline. Macy's going to take this. The Melksham are lining up in the box. Macy delivers it to the near post, but it's clutched very well at the air by Charlie Aldridge. Aldridge gets it going quickly. Downton breaking. They've got into the Melksham half. It's number 9, Coker. Spreads it out right to the right, and it's Claudio Herbert who twists and turns. He got into the box. I think he wanted to get away a shot there. I mean, he's a good player. Actually, he's won his side a corner, so I don't want to be too disparaging. But I think perhaps having got it into the box, laying it off might have been a better option there.
Yeah, he looks like a guy who wants to get a shot away. Actually, he cut inside there on his left foot. Didn't quite get enough power on it. Took a deflection from Melksham defenders, gone behind for a corner, in-swinging corner, knocked into the box, far post. The number 5 of Downton and skipper Ben Smith gets his head on it, but is not able to direct it, and it sort of goes weakly behind for a goal kick. And Druitt will set the kick up and take it and start knocking it into the midfield. I don't know if Melksham town manager Dave Clayton is considering any changes. We've only played about 17 minutes, so just over the hour mark. Typically, he looks to change it sort of midway through the half if it's not sort of working out. And I have to say, second half so far hasn't quite worked out for Melksham.
So Jeffrey there wins the ball in the air. Melksham have got possession, but they've got it in their own half. Jeffrey makes a mistake, and now it's number 10, Danny Weston, over on that right-hand side for Downton. He plays it back to Claudio Herbert. Herbert now playing it back to number 2, Palmer. again, another slip. I think that was Macy that time. Plays it up to Herbert. Herbert gets round one, gets round another. He's now in the box. He gets to the byline. He's got his back to goal. He's going to struggle to try and get the ball away. And Melksham have got it away, but they're taking their time about it. Actually, they're very in danger of losing the ball in their own box. Anyway, the ball was in the Downton half, but they've got it back up. And now number 8, Vinnie Rusher. I suppose that was adjudged to have been offside, but it did take, that decision did feel like it took an awful long time to come through. Vinnie Rusher doesn't look like the youngest bloke on the pitch, so perhaps he needs an extra yard. But anyway, the linesman certainly didn't have any sympathy with that, and it's going to be Druitt who is going to take that free kick for that offside. Luckily, really, for Melksham, because who is it? Russia was in a good position, actually. Anyway, Melksham have got the ball in the Downton half. Macy plays it forward looking for Flower, but Flower gives it away. Flower's touch has not been brilliant, although that was a good little pass through to Bennison. Bennison then let him down. That was number 7, Matt Holmes, who dispossesses Flower, and he launches a long ball in. Flower is a bit. He can play a bit, can't he? But I haven't seen him. His passing hasn't been brilliant today. No,
Nath sort of come in centre midfield, long ball over the top. Kovac's in, but no problem at all, and easily through. Nathan's sort of played right full back on occasions. Plays centre midfield. He's in central midfield today, and he hasn't really shone, which he can do. But hopefully he can get his foot on the ball. Macy's on the ball, centre midfield, looking to chip a ball over the top for Higdon. Ball's running through the keeper. Aldridge comes out and clears it hurriedly into touch. Throw in Bennison midway inside the Downton half. Taken quickly, and it's Robinson who... I think it's Robinson. No, it was Robinson. Anyway, ball's still down on the right. Ball played into the box, and Higdon. No, it was Kovacs, I think, who was trying to get on the end of that cross, but Downton defender. I think it was number 4, Matt Scott. Just got in the way, and he went to ground, and again another attack broke down there. So it's Charlie Aldridge who has the kick out here for Downton, gets the ball up to the halfway line. But Melksham have got it. Robinson puts a ball through looking for Higdon, but anyway, Macy's got hold of the ball now. He's coming straight through the centre of the pitch. Twists, looks to see if there's a better option over on the left. Plays the ball down the left. That's Higdon. Oh, Higdon had a wonderful opportunity to take the lead there for Melksham. He was in the penalty box. I think you can see from the look on his face, he knows what a good chance that was. He did well to control the ball in the air. And I think the problem was that he snatched at it a little bit too quickly, and it put it high over the bar. But, I mean, that's got to be... other than hitting the bar, that's definitely Melksham's best chance so far. Yeah, without a doubt. Again, it's good to see from Melksham's point of view, Dave Macy becoming a bit more influential in the centre midfield. Picked the ball up well, switch play, a beautiful left foot clip across the top. Higdon chested it down and just sort of, as Ian said, snatched it a bit early instead of waiting it for it to come down. But that was good to see, and you can't keep the lad out of the game. He will create chances, and he will be on the end of them. So, and Sharp, big appeal there for a handball against Sharp. I have to say, it did look like the ball hit Sharp's hand as the ball was played through. Downton on the attack, and number 10 is in, and has hit the bar. And the ball. Right, Downton, that number 8 in the end there, Vinnie Rusher, absolutely unleashed an effort. But yeah, Downton hitting the bar there. I thought it was high, wide, and handsome. I think the Melksham goalkeeper did as well. But I think, we were all pleased to see it rattling off the bar. I say we were pleased to see it. I'm sure that the Downton player wasn't particularly pleased to see it in the bar. But anyway, just goes to show that with a good effort at one end of the pitch, Downton have got the capacity to go all the way up the other end and put the pressure back on Melksham. I mean, it wouldn't be unkind of me to say, I think, that certainly if this was a boxing match, Downton would be ahead on points. Downton looked like, on today's performance, the better team. However, Melksham have kept them at 0-0, and just as Downton have brought another attack on here, Vinnie Rusher over on the left, and Rusher's attack shot there goes wide of the Melksham goal on the left-hand side. Melksham need to wrestle back some momentum in this game, because if Downton keep piling on the pressure, you've got to think that one of these strikes is going to go in. But
Yeah, it would be. I think it would be a famous victory actually if Melksham could run out winners here today, because at the moment they're well and truly under the cosh.
Yeah, that's fair play. I think the only the positive side is they're still in it, and I keep saying the same thing, but with Higden up front, there is a chance that we can snatch something out of this game. Thought it was going to be close, tight before the game. Still is a tight game. First goal is even more crucial midway through the second period now. Typically, if there's some movement on the Melksham bench as we speak, and it looks like Matt Sharp, who's been playing at right fullback for Melksham, is being replaced by Danny Griffiths. Fair to say Dan's probably more attacking player than Sharp, and also a double substitution. So really looking to change things around. Dan Griffiths has come on, and Will Stead is also coming on for Sean Benison. So really has sort of swapped it around, and to try and wrestle initiative back from Downton, who've been on top.
So Melksham bring the ball forward. Now, who is the number 17? Because it's not on my sheet.
Danny Griffiths.
Dan Griffiths, right. Dan Griffiths on the ball for Melksham then. He got it up to Robinson in the centre of the pitch. Robinson makes some space but can't get the shot away. He does get an effort away, but it was a high looping, twisting effort, and it goes into the arms of Charlie Aldridge. Right then, Higden plays the ball out to the left looking for Kovacs. Kovacs can't quite get there. He was beaten to it by Palmer for Downton, but Higden does have it again. He's tried to make himself a yard. The first touch took the ball a little bit too far away from him, and it allowed Ben Smith to just put the ball out of play, but it's a Melksham throw-in, so Macy now on the ball, brings it in from the left-hand touchline into a central position, plays a little chip ball through. Higden's there, but Charlie Aldridge was just a little bit too quick off the mark for him there. In fact, actually, I'm not sure whether... No, I think it was Higden who was there rather than Kovacs. But anyway, Aldridge gets the ball up to the halfway line. A better spell for Melksham, it has to be said. They're the first to have rung the changes on the bench. We don't see many activity from Downton at the moment as Ben Smith has the ball. He's just lost out to Kovacs, and Kovacs has won Melksham a free kick, which Robinson was hoping to take quickly. I think, is he going to get a second bite? No, he's not going to. No, he's not going to get a chance to do that again, or is he? No, I don't know. No, it's definitely a throw into Downton. I think if better counsel would have prevailed there. Perhaps Melksham should have taken a little bit more time over that set piece. I can see why they wanted to try and get things going quickly, but it's been. I think it would be good. The more football Melksham can play in the Downton half, it's going to make their life, trying to shut them out. It's going to make their lives a little easier. Anyway, Melksham and Downton exchange possession. Plenty of head tennis going on. Downton through number 6, Jamie Waters, trying to get going down their right wing. Ball's gone out of play. It's going to be quickly taken by Claudio Herbert, an attacking throw for Downton. They've got it down to Weston over in the on deep into the right hand side, down into the corner flag, and it's going to be Palmer who comes up to the Rory Delap-esque throw in over on the far side from where we're sat in the main stand. Yes, another just to the edge of the 6-yard box. One in the air by Melksham, but they haven't really got it away. Although they do get it out of the box, but it's going to be a contest between Macy and Holmes. Anyway, Melksham have done well to get the ball up to halfway. It's a throw-in for them over on the left-hand side, taken quite quickly by Robinson to Macy. Macy threads the ball through to Kovacs. Kovacs has hit the bar now. I thought that it was a mistake. He had Dan Griffiths in oceans of room to his right, but he didn't go with that option. In the end, he ended up hitting it from distance. I think he'd obviously seen the goalkeeper off his line. I thought at the time it was a bit of a wasted effort, but in fairness to him, he did come off the upside of the bar. So the woodwork's getting a lot of attention today.
Yeah, no, it's Melksham livened up a bit now. I think the substitutes were probably the right thing to do, and sort of seem to have given them a bit of impetus. As we speak, Herbert is running down on the left wing, but good play by Ibrahim to put the ball in touch. But yeah, Kovac's unlucky there. Quick throw in by Josh Robinson, found Macy. His pass found Dan Kovacs, and his sort of volley from about 25 yards was keeper in no man's land and flicked off the top of the bar. So promising moment.
So we were hearing earlier, I think we covered it at half-time, that if there is no winner after 90 minutes here, we're going to extra time and then we're going to go to penalties, Mark.
Yeah, that's right. We won Melksham won the semi-final against Bemerton, who are a team in Downton's league. The semi-final was won on penalties, so we're a bit experienced that. 2-2 after extra time and then 4-3 on penalties. But a bit of a way to go yet, and a great cross in by Weston. And number 8 is cleared off the line. What a fantastic clearance off the line by Nathan Flower, as Vinny Rusher looked to surefire to have headed the ball into the Melksham goal.
Yeah, again, another fantastic opportunity from Downton there. I mean, they have come very close on a number of occasions to grabbing the lead, and it would be very difficult to argue against it. But Melksham, it's really all hands to the pumps here. I mean, it's a sort of we're not quite at Rorke's Drift territory yet, but they're doing exceptionally well to shut out Downton. I mean, I'm not sure if we can. How much time have we got left, Mark?
About 15 to play.
About 15 minutes. Ball delivered in. One in the air by Melksham, but they haven't got it out of their box. Macy, no, it's not Macy. It's Robinson. Does get it up to number 6, Waters, but. That's going to go back. I think that's going to go back for another free. It's going to be another corner kick taken by Vinny Rusher for Downton on their right-hand side. Rusher plays it in, floats it into the middle of the goal, and Tom Druitt needed a couple of bites of the cherry to bring it completely under control, but he did his job well there. He did manage to bring the ball down, and just calming things down there before he gets us back underway with his clearance kick, trying to find Higdon, but new boy there has got it onto Kovacs. Kovacs back to Griffiths. Griffiths couldn't bring it under control. We've got a Downton man down there. Looks like he's hurt his knee. I think we're going to get some physio action. No, he's up. No, we got the thumbs up as well, so that's all good news. As it's going to be Aldridge in the Downton goal. No, it's all gone very quiet. I don't know whether I think we might be seeing some activity on the bench for Downton, but there are people up having a wander around. It's all gone. It's all gone very quiet. I don't know if ever. Are we waiting for something?
No. What's going on? I think the referee's just sort of wandering around. There we go.
There we go. Anyway, sorry about that. Bit of dead air. Anyway, ball's back in play. And another one of the substitutes there. I think that's Stead. Ball played forward looking for Higdon, but too much on that, and gave the tall Melksham forward far too much to do. The ball goes back to Aldridge. Aldridge up to... Robinson, not Robinson, it was Griffiths who had it. But anyway, Melksham have got the ball in their half, but an effort to get it up forward to Kovacs. Kovacs loses out to Brandon Mundy just inside the Downton half. Downton play it forward, but it's a poor ball forward, and Flower now has the ball. He's got the ball under control, and Melksham start. They come forward, the ball put in. They put in a good ball for Kovacs. He's still got some work to do, and it's going to be Palmer who gets there first, but Kovacs... They're wrestled to the ground by the Downton player, and I think I don't know whether we're going to see a card here, but Kovacs seems particularly upset about that. The ref's gone all the way over now to the left-hand side of the pitch. I think it is number 2 who's going to end up in the book, Matt Palmer, for Downton, but he's gifted a free kick. Macy's just getting I don't know. Maybe not. Anyway, the free kick is going to be taken on the left-hand side of the pitch, just literally inches outside the penalty box. To the left of the penalty box. The referee is having a long chat with number 2, Matt Palmer. Number 8's over there as well. Yeah, yellow card we can see there. So Vinnie Rush was over there as well. I'm not entirely sure what he was doing over there. Anyway, this is a really good opportunity for Melksham. We want to see a good ball delivered in here by Macy, not too close to the goalkeeper. Perhaps an opportunity for some of the taller players like Higden for Melksham to use their height. The wall ref just gets the Downton wall into the right position. Macy plays the ball in, weighs one in the air, and that's just come off the roof of the net. I mean, we've hit the bar. I suppose it was inevitable they were going to roll one over the roof of the net. Who was that with the header, Mark?
That's Dan Kovacs again. Sort of come off his marker well. It sort of kind of eared and shouldered it over the bar, fair to say. But yeah, it's a bit of an opportunity there. Just drifted onto the roof and net and away to safety. And as we speak, Downton decided they need to freshen things up and are about to introduce their first substitute to the fray, I think.
I can certainly see Matt Palmer taking on some water. Aldridge doesn't seem in any great hurry to take this. I wonder whether number 7, Matt Holmes, is making his. I think he's come off for Downton. I can't see who's come on for him. Until he turns around, whoever it is who's come on has moved into the most advanced attacking position. Actually, it's number 16. Number 16 is Thomas Mosley, if my notes are correct. Anyway, Aldridge gets us underway again, up to Danny Weston, and Downton breaking over on that right-hand side. The sub who's just come on, I think he's just been infringed for being offside, perhaps there. Mr. Mosley, but yes, there is a free kick in the Melksham box for the offside. Melksham get it up into the Downton half. The ref's seen something he didn't like there. On that occasion, it was a Melksham infringement, so Downton will have the free kick. And oh dear me, there's an awful lot of whistles being blown here. The referee stamping his authority on this game. I think perhaps a little bit of tiredness, maybe there's a little bit of sort of, I won't say discipline breaking down, but I think perhaps a bit sloppy. Anyway, we'll get the ball back into the Downton half, so Downton can take this free kick. Eventually. The referee's very precise about where he wants it to be taken from. This is all taking an inordinate amount of time. But anyway, it looks like we are about to get back underway, which is a relief. Downton played the ball on the right, just to the edge of the Melksham box. Melksham win it in the air, Macy underneath it, but he was fouled. They're right in front of the ref, so Melksham will have a free kick. I mean, these free kicks are all very well and good as the count rolls up, but of course, it does really break down play, doesn't it, Mark?
Yeah, it does, and there seem to have been quite a few in this second period of time. Maybe a few tired limbs out there, and the ref is sort of pretty strict. Druitt knocks a long ball forward, looking for Higden, but well dealt with by the Downton defence, who look to break through. So we approach the last 10. Long ball by Young through to the keeper, and Aldridge takes it safely, as he's done all afternoon, to be fair to him.
I expect Aldridge is quite a good cricketer, because that would have been a very good cricket catch. Anyway, famous cricketing goalkeepers. Andy Gorham, I think, was a very good cricketer. Anyway, it doesn't matter, because Melksham are now got some defending to do. Saeed Ibrahim puts the ball out of play. It's going to be a Downton. No, it's not. I think there must have been an infringement there, and Melksham will have another. Melksham are going to have the free kick. I think it's going to be the goalkeeper who's going to take it. Druitt now, just on the right-hand side of the pitch, about just less than 10 yards out of his penalty box. Druitt gets this one up into the Downton half. Higden underneath, but Higden, I think, feels he was infringed a bit there. Anyway, Downton have trying to get the ball out of defence, and we nearly had the ball in the commentary position there, which would have. excited a few people around us. Anyway, Flower's going to have the throw-in. Macy controls the ball, lays it off to Flower. Flower keeps going. Ball's played out again. It's going to be a throw-in. Number 17, Griffith. No, gives it back to Flower. Flower throws it into Higdon. Higdon controls it just to the right-hand side of the box. Puts it, gets to the byline, puts a cross in, cut out by the Downton defence. So it'll be a corner to Melksham, and they've been few and far between in this second half, haven't they?
Yeah, we're thinking about it. We haven't had many corners. I can't remember any at all, to be fair. So corner over on the Melksham right. Josh Robinson will go at it with his left foot and try and whip an in-swinging corner in, I guess. Here we go.
So the ball was played into the near post, but it was headed away by Downton. Macy's come out to try and control the ball, but he's done well to get it back to Jeffrey. Jeffrey puts the ball forward again, looking to Higdon, but Higdon it was cut out by Downton. And yes, this bobbling ball, it's almost like a cricket pitch out there. It's got so much, the ball bouncing so high, really difficult. Some of these players on both sides really struggling to bring the ball under control. As Downflower just stands in front of us there. Throws it up to Higdon. Higdon wins it in the air. Higdon under it again. Melksham trying to bring the ball down. I think this is Josh Robinson to Will Stead. Stead pass one, gets it wide out on the right to Flower. Flower puts the ball into the far post. Higdon's going to have to chase this one down. It's played out by Matt Palmer, but and they've got it to Claudio Herbert. Herbert's been a lot quieter in this second half than he was in the first, although those are famous last words. We don't want him popping up with a goal. Melksham anyway have the ball, and the ball's ended up going back to Charlie Aldridge. Melksham player there, number 12, Stead, put a very heavy pass forward. Anyway, Melksham are going to get possession from the goal kick, and again Higdon trying to win the ball, but it just seems to go, every time he gets anywhere near it, seems to go about 10 foot up in the air. Now Robinson over on the left. The ball was played, I think that may well have come off of a Downton player. It's difficult to see what's going on here. There was a little bit of a tussle down there by the corner flag, and I think the referee, good job the referee's over there. I think he's going to calm it down, because Matt Palmer, of course, he's got to be careful because he's already in the book. But it was getting a little bit overheated there, perhaps for the first time, really. I think there's those both sides arguing about whether or not this is a throw-in or a corner. Until it actually happens, I won't be able to tell you which is which either. But it looks like, I don't know, is the ref booking somebody there, Mark?
No, I don't think so. There's a lot of much ado about nothing, really. A lot of handbags. I think that both players thought it was their throw-in. Referee has now given a throw-in to Melksham, but hasn't booked anyone. So mass confusion.
Well, Melksham were in an attacking position there, and it was Josh Robinson, who was breaking down the left, and he obviously was keen to keep that attack going. Anyway, Melksham have got the ball just on the edge of the box, laid off to Stead. Stead now gets it back to Jeffrey. Ian Jeffrey. Midway into the Downton half over on the left. Ball crossed by Josh Robinson towards Kovacs, but didn't come to anything. One in the air by the clearance on the halfway line was won by Saeed Ibrahim, but now Downton try and bring the ball forward. Again, cut out by Saeed Ibrahim. Ball played over the top there. Flower's going to try and chase this one down. Vinny Rush is going to get there first. Who's going to get that throw in? It's going to be a Melksham throw. Things have livened up a bit, I'm pleased to say. We're not going through a free kick a minute like we were just now, which was really losing all momentum to this game. It's going to be a throw-in anyway to Downton on their left-hand side. As a good throw-in, and he was controlled by Weston right in front of us. And it was a good ball through there to Mosley. It's tripped the offside trap, so there's going to be an offside decision, which means that Melksham will get a free kick to relieve the pressure, but that could have been quite dangerous, wouldn't it? Because Weston did control the ball with his hand, and he put a good pass through to Thomas Mosley.
Yeah, you mentioned Aldridge possibly being a good cricketer. I think Weston could probably join him at first slip behind the stumps there. I'm not sure whether the referee was looking at that. I suppose, to be fair to them, he didn't see it. Decent through ball, actually, and just as well as an offside from Melksham's point of view. Now we have the issue with the ball being probably 2 feet away from where it should be, some 85 yards away from the goal. So we'll have a chat about that now and take a few seconds to get that ball put in place. it sometimes beggars belief that this takes so long to just get on with it.
Anyway, Ibrahim for Melksham plays the ball up towards Higden into the Downton half. Flower, underneath the ball. It's gone off for Flower. It's going to go out for a throw in to Downton. Downton take, and it's to 9. Coker, but won by Melksham. So we're seeing some very high boots here. Referee, anyway, Macy's put a ball through, but again, there's a lot of high balls going here, and Macy's managed to get back. He's got the ball back, and he's got it out to Flower. Flower going full, but all dispossessed there by number 8, Vinnie Rusher. Ibrahim and Stead, the ball ricochets between the two of them and goes out for a throw-in midway down the left-hand side in the Melksham half. Downton are going to have this, so Downton get an opportunity to put some pressure on the Melksham goal. And you say that's the 90th? We're in the 90th minute.
Yep. 90th minute now. Now going into injury time. Need another ball. So ball's coming across and throw in right on the halfway line, and it will be a throw into Melksham as the game goes into injury time and probably extra time.
Yeah, it does look likely that this game is now going to go into extra time. Flower puts the ball up towards Kovacs. No, it's not Kovacs, is it? It's Dan Griffiths. Now then, have Melksham got a corner? No, they haven't. They've got a free kick, I think. They have got a free kick. This is going to potentially be one of the last plays of the game. Tom Robinson has come across. It's on the right-hand side. Macy is moving into the box. They've got men up. Flower as well. He's coming up, so it's going to be delivered by Robinson. Robinson actually looked like he was almost taking a shot there. It was headed away by the Downton defence, but they haven't cleared the danger. And that attempt there by Stead, he skied it, and unfortunately, I think he's given away the opportunity to perhaps build some pressure there, because if they pump the ball into the box, you never know what you might have got.
Yeah, that's frustrating. You know, you've got a free kick and going into injury time. You need to get the ball in the box, and Josh didn't connect with it properly. Easily cleared, and then sloppily just knocked out for a goal kick. So nothing worse for a manager when you've got last minute try and get the ball in the box. But goalkeeper Aldridge back take a goal kick as we tick on further into injury time.
So Aldridge gets it up to halfway. One in the air by Melksham. Macy's under this one, but he won't bring it down. Ball played forward towards Higden, but again, one in the air by Downton. Downton haven't been quite the force certainly in the last quarter of this game that they were in periods in the first half, at the beginning and the end, and indeed the way they started this game. I think Melksham will be. Will certainly be confident if this game, there's it only takes a second to score a goal, as Brian Clough famously once said. But if this game does go into extra time, and Melksham have got nothing to fear, have they, Mark?
No, I say fitness. I'm sort of quite pleased with Melksham's fitness. They did a lot of pre-season work, a lot of running, which the boys didn't like, but I think they're finding that pay through now. So extra time doesn't hold any particular worries as we speak. Higden's through.
Oh, yeah, Higden through into the box. He's been taken wide to the right, but the ball was taken off of his foot by Downton. But Melksham still with men up here. It's number 17 who's going to try and put a cross in, but the ball goes out. He's one who's signed at least a throw in. Yes, it is. It's going to be Flower to take it. He takes it quickly. He gets it to Macy. Macy over on the right-hand side. Macy puts a delicate ball in, evades two Melksham heads and the entire Downton defence, and goes out, and that will be a goal kick. So it was an elegant little chip through there by Macy, which sadly Melksham weren't able to convert, because that would have been a dramatic way to conclude this cup final, which now looks destined to be going to extra time. So thank you for joining us. It looks like we're going to have the pleasure of your company and you ours for a little longer yet, as Aldridge gets the ball up to takes his goal kick. Melksham still trying to desperately get another attack out of this normal time, and the referee doesn't seem to be. Oh no, he's got his whistle and he brings a halt, so that's going to be full time here in the Wiltshire Senior Cup Final. It's 0-0 here after normal time, but now we're destined to head into extra time. So the managers will have the opportunity to marshal their troops, and the social media around me is lighting up like a Christmas tree. All the players remaining on the pitch at the moment, just taking on some water. They won't be going back into the changing rooms. They will be getting their instructions from the managers, respective managers. We've got the Melksham team at the top end of the pitch, if you like, the top end of the slope, and the Downton team on the lower end. So fitness, if fitness was going to be a factor in this second half, it's going to be even more of a factor now as we go through to extra time. This game hasn't really been played at breakneck pace, and I wonder perhaps whether there was an element of conservation going on in the way that Downton finished that second half. There we go. It's Ken Clark from the Western League. Would you believe it? We've got all the big guns here today. Oh, dear me. So we've got men out on the pitch. We've got the line. I think I was going to say the linesman's getting a cup of tea. I'm sure it's water. Now then, Mark. One of the things that I've been meaning to ask you, and now seems like the perfect time, is can you tell us a little bit about Melksham's journey to this cup final? Which teams have you faced on the way here?
Yeah, we had an interesting journey through. We beat sort of Highworth 2-1 in an early round. Difficult game, but got through and won that one. We were up against our local rivals Bradford in the quarter-finals at Melksham. And we actually lost the game 3-2 after extra time, which I guess you're wondering, why are we in the final? Unfortunately, from Bradford's point of view, the guy who scored the winner in extra time was ineligible to play in that game, not being signed the correct time. So Bradford were excluded from the competition, I have to say. We at Melksham asked the Wilts FA if we could replay that fixture rather than go through on a technicality, because it doesn't quite feel right. But the FA rules stated that the team were to be excluded, and that was the end of it. So we then got through into the semi-finals, where we played Bemerton. Bemerton Heath Harlequins are in the same Sydenham's Wessex League as Downton. And again, that game went to extra time. We drew 2-2 after extra time, and we went through 4-3 on penalties to face today's opponent. So an unusual route to the final with one defeat on the way.
How up to what level, Mark, do teams in Wiltshire compete in this particular cup competition?
Yeah, this is played up to step 5 level. So you've got teams up above us, sort of Chippenham Town, not Poulton Road, but Swindon Supermarine rather, and teams of that ilk who don't play in this competition. They play in the Wiltshire Premier Shield, which I know causes them a great deal of grief in terms of getting the fixtures played, etc. I believe I'm right in saying Swindon Town are obliged to enter a team in the Wiltshire Premier Shield, but they don't seem to play the fixtures. They withdraw from the competition, pay the said fine, which removes the fixtures. I know there's been talk about trying maybe to amalgamate the Premier Shield, maybe with some of the teams from Step 5 of the Senior Cup, to try and give that a little bit more gravitas. And that would be a good idea. You know, the likes of Melksham to play Chippenham Town in a meaningful fixture would be good. Yes, we wouldn't expect to get anything out of it, but it would just be good to have a little sort of local derby and playing against a team up a few levels. And I'm sure, you know, something like Downton wouldn't mind playing Salisbury or something if that was all able to be worked out. But I think that's probably a long way to go, because the fixtures are an issue, and I know the bigger clubs are not that keen on playing these sort of, you know, so-called secondary competitions. But from our point of view, certainly not a secondary competition, and all the players and spectators out there today, it's more important than a mid-table league fixture, that's for sure.
Well, you shouldn't do yourself down, because in the Somerset Cup, the first game I ever commentated on was Welton Rovers winning in the final against Bridgewater Town, and at the time Welton had actually beaten Yeovil on the way to get to that final. And only a couple of weeks ago, Paulton Rovers knocked Bath City out of the same competition. So cup upsets do happen. Anyway, we're back underway here at Harden Hewish Park. Downton are playing from left to right in this first period of extra time. Melksham from right to left. And all the action going over on the far side of the pitch at the moment. There's a Melksham player hobbling, which isn't a good sign. Downton are building an attack. They've got it to the byline. They're trying to... And the player's gone down. And it looks like... Does it look like there's a penalty there? I'm not sure whether he pointed to the spot. He's certainly trying to calm things down now. I'm certainly, from a Downton perspective, they'll feel that there were players their player was fouled in the box. Flower's gone over to have a chat with the referee. I thought I saw him point to the spot. I'm not entirely sure what's going on now.
No, I think he was sort of waving away the protest. Again, Downton took advantage of a Melksham player being down injured. Dan Griffiths was down injured, so left a bit of a gap on the Melksham right. Monday careered forward from fullback and got involved in a collision with Ibrahim, which resulted in him falling to the ground. In the aftermath, Monday and Flower had a disagreement, and ends up being Monday picking up a yellow card along with Melksham's Nathan Flower, but quite a vociferous appeal from the Downton bench for a penalty. From my point of view, it didn't look like it, but I am 40 yards away from the action. I don't know if you saw the actual incident, Ian, clearer than I did.
Well, I mean, I think that Downton were on the attack, and it was all a bit last stitch from Melksham in the tackle, and the momentum and the energy that Downton were putting into the attack meant that they all ended up in a sort of great big heap on the ground. And I think it was the fact that it was obviously it had happened in the box that meant that the appeal was inevitable. Anyway, Melksham put a ball just over the top, looking for Higden, but too much on that, and it goes into the hands of Charlie Aldridge. Aldridge gets the ball away. Downton have it in the middle of the pitch. But no, there's been a mistake. Higden's come through. He's only got the goalkeeper there. Aldridge was very quick out and used his feet to clear the ball, and the clearance has gone all the way up to Claudio Herbert, who is on this right wing for Downton. He's going to get a free. He's going to get a throw in, I think, actually. But yeah, that was a fantastic save there at the end by Aldridge, because it looked like Higden had a really good chance of actually taking the ball around him and putting it into an empty net.
Yeah, no, the keeper done really well there. He's had a solid afternoon, to be fair to him, and he was off his line quickly there, and snuffed out the danger very quickly with Higden bearing down on goal, and a long throw in from number 2 Downton player into the box is partially cleared as Downton look to take the game back to Melksham.
Yeah, Weston just on the edge of the box now. He puts a shot in as a shot come cross, because there was 16 Thomas Mosley coming in. I think he was hoping it might perhaps get a deflection, but it was well wide of the bottom left hand post, or actually as he stood, it's his right hand post for Tom Druitt in the Melksham goal, who's gone over to the right hand side of the pitch to pick up the ball, bring it back to his penalty box. So he'll be getting us back underway. Gets it up to the halfway line. One in the air by Downton. Again by the diminutive figure, number 60, Thomas Mosley. Anyway, a long clearance from the Melksham defence puts the ball into the Downton box. Kovacs has it. He's just spread the ball out to his right. The ball's crossed in now, looking for Higden, but Higden couldn't get on the end of it. Now Downton trying to bring it away, but Macy's there. He's got it to Flower. No, that's Robinson. Ian Jeffries coming up just on the edge, the left-hand edge of the penalty box, but he couldn't get there first, and the ball's played back towards the halfway line by Downton. He managed to get it down through Danny Weston, play it over to the left, where Brandon Monday tries to bring it under control, but he didn't get there quick enough, and Dan Flower's gone over to reclaim the ball, and we'll have a throw in. So Flower throws it up, and they've found Higden. Higden plays a long ball up in the air, and that was high, wide and handsome. Is he prone to a bit of frustration?
Yeah, very much so. Having said that, the keeper was well off his line there, and I think as Gary turned, he did see the keeper off the line, and it was well worth an effort, but didn't quite connect with it as he would like to have done. But he can smack them in from there. I tell you, he knows where the goal is.
It's sort of, it's like the closing rounds of a title fight, isn't it, where both boxers are a little punchy. I think perhaps now we're in the witching hour. We may well see a mistake, and it will be a crying shame for whichever player commits it, as Weston now has the ball into the into the Melksham half, and it looked like Downton were building a quite a tasty little attack there. They had men up, they were finding their passes, and they got laid off to Jamie Waters. He went for a pile driver from about 35 yards and puts it straight over the bar. So on both ends of the pitch, some long-range efforts now we're seeing from both sides. When perhaps they'd earlier in the game they may have been a bit more patient, and be interesting to see whether somebody is able to find the target. Anyway, a ball over the top by Melksham. Cut out by Ben Smith for Downton. Ben Smith has it. He's tried to get it up. It's gone out for a throw-in, which Melksham wanted to take quickly. But options weren't there, really, so Flowers come up to take it now. Over on that right-hand side, gets it down to Macy. Macy goes past one, goes past another, puts a ball into the box. Higden couldn't bring it under control. Downton are struggling to clear it. They do manage to get it out, but there's a complete cock-up at the back there, actually, which has gifted Melksham back a throw-in over on the right-hand side, midway into the Downton half, and Kovac, I'm not sure whether that is Kovacs, actually. Anyway, the ball's gone out, so Downton lived to fight another day, but it does feel in the run of the game, particularly after the that first. I know midway through the first half we were talking about how Downton were they looked like the better team, but actually since then Melksham have come roaring back into it, and actually I think since that time Melksham have been the ones who've been playing the better football, Mark. Yeah,
I think that's a fair point. Downton have had their moments, and Melksham appear to be getting back into it. Famous last words, of course, because anything can happen with 0-0 in extra time. But Melksham do seem to be putting a bit more pressure and manage to find some of their passes as we're sort of midway through the first period of extra time without anyone getting that all-important first goal. As Downton try and build an attack, the long ball down the middle. But Macy, again, from Melksham's point of view, getting more and more on the ball, which is important for them as Melksham go long when over ambitious ball by young Will Stead.
So it's back in the hands of Aldridge. Gets it up to halfway. Macy tried to win it, but it was Will Stead who did in the end. He's got it over to the right wing. Ball played down the line there by Downton. The clearance tight to the touchline. Dan Flower will have the throw in, but it is in Melksham's own half. So Melksham got us back underway on the far side. Higden hasn't got much change out of Ben Smith today, would be fair to say. Anyway, Melksham have got themselves a throw-in now, midway into the Downton half, over on the right-hand side. I think, yes, that's going to be... It's Saeed Ibrahim who's going to take it. And it's going to be a long one by the looks of things, just to the edge of the box, headed away by Downton, back to Ibrahim, who'll get a chance to put it across, which he does. Again, just to the edge of the 6-yard box, but Aldridge was there all day long, just clutches the ball out of the air, still wearing his cap. Not that we've had the benefit of the sun in the stand here. That all the sensible people, all the sun worshippers are over on the far side. Jeffrey's tight to Claudio Herbert. I thought he might be running the risk of incurring the wrath of the ref by grabbing his shirt, but anyway, he's got away with that, and the ball's been played up now. Kovacs and Smith on a foot chase. Kovacs has got the better of him. Can he keep it in? He does. He's got it to the byline, but it was number 4, Matt Scott, who put in the block because that looked really dangerous. Actually, Kovacs got a bit of luck there, and you need a bit of luck in a game like this, the way it's panned out. Anyway, Melksham have got a corner. Macy's going to take it over on the left-hand side. Kovacs was in a foot chase, and the ball ricocheted in front of them. He managed to, but both fell over. He was quickest to get up, and he was able to try to put in a cross from the edge of the 6-yard box. It looks like is that Ben Smith in the book, Mark?
Yeah, he's picked up a caution there. Referee, there's a tussle between Kovacs and Ben Smith. Kovacs won the ball, carried on, ball out for a corner. Referee went back for the original offence and booked Ben Smith, who's looking a bit tired, I have to say, the Downton side, but Ben's a tower of strength.
Ball played to the far post, headed in. I think that's it. That's the Melksham. That's the first goal of the game. Melksham have scored it. A long ball delivered to the far post, headed in by a Melksham player who's now being completely cuddled by all of his colleagues. That's the first goal. I mean, there's still time. There's still football to be played in this game here, because we're still only in the first period of extra time. But just when Mark was saying, and rightly so, some of these Downton players perhaps were looking a little bit heavy-legged as we entered into extra time. Melksham have struck first blood, and I shall leave Mark to update the Twitter feed for those of you following us on Twitter as well. But it's good news for Melksham fans. Melksham lead 1-0, and I'm going to interrogate Mark in a minute to find out which player it was that put that ball in the net. But happy days, but still lots of football to be played here. Who was it, Mark?
It was Dan Griffiths, substitute Dan Griffiths, who, for those of you who've got a programme notes, will notice that one of the notes from the guy who does the programme for Melksham, mentioning no names, mentioned the guy does score important goals. So a great corner. Absolute nonsense. No, it wasn't. The Tanu announcer, a little bit confused, has given her the goal as being scored by Josh Robinson, but it was Dan Griffiths who put a header in at the far post from a long Dave Macy corner to put Melksham 1-0 ahead. Game on.
Number 6 for Jamie Waters, just gone down just outside the just outside the Downton the Melksham box. It's been a bit of a break in play. Ball's going back to Saeed Ibrahim, who's he's going to throw it to the ref. Ref's standing just inside the centre circle. It's going to be a drop ball perhaps, and it's played back actually very sportingly there by Downton. Play it back to Tom Druitt in the Melksham goal, who is just got some close attention there by Thomas Mosley. Wanted to make sure he picked it up in good time. Ball now in the Downton defence, and it's headed back by Matt Palmer to Charlie Aldridge, who's that goal, no reflection on his performance today. He's has had a good game. Anyway, Melksham have got some defending to do here, and the Melksham defence doing a very good job of shutting down Thomas Mosley, who bears a striking resemblance to Joe Cole. Anyway, Downton have it, and Josh Robinson's now got it for Melksham, over on this left wing for Melksham. Melksham, you can see their tails are up, and why wouldn't they be? They're 1-0 up. Energy levels are probably a little restored, and perhaps Downton are feeling a little bit down in the mouth.
Yeah, not trying to be wise after the event, but I thought Melksham would be strong in extra time, and a couple of Downton defenders do look tired as Higdon goes through on goal, pulls the ball back to the edge of the box. Griffiths again inside the box. Was he tumbled? He's going to book him for diving, I think. So we don't see that very often, but Dan Griffiths goes from hero to villain in a couple of minutes, scoring a goal 1 minute and booked for simulation, I think is the phrase.
I think that's incredibly harsh, Mark. I don't know. I mean, I don't. He may have gone down, but he had a Downton player with him. I mean, it wasn't some sort of Luis Suarez effort. He didn't. There was no swan dive. Anyway, so he's gone into the book. So Downton are going to get a free kick, and actually I think we're going to see a substitution here as Josh Robinson he goes off, and it's going to be Ash Barnett who's going to come on. This is, and Josh has had a good day. It's been a good day at the office for him for the Melksham wide man. He's had a battle on his hands. They all have, haven't they? It's been a very gritty performance.
Yeah, I think so. It's not been a free-flowing exhibition of football, and I said, when you look at the pitch and the occasion, it didn't quite happen. But you can't fault the players' efforts. They've tried to play. There's been some decent spells of play out here, and at the end of the day, the guys are giving it their all, and it's been an entertaining watch for the most part.
So Downton have it now. Of course, they need to get a goal back here. 1-0 Melksham lead in extra time. We're still in the first period of extra time, and Saeed Ibrahim shepherds the ball. Oh, was it Dan Flower actually over there? May well have been. Anyway, shepherds the ball out, so it's going to be a throw-in. It is going to be Ibrahim to take it. It takes a long one, but still in the Melksham half. The ball's coming to a central position now. Dave Macy puts a crossfield pass through to the new boy, and the ref calls a halt to the first period of extra time here, so it's 1-0 as the two sides swap ends. Downton have got 15 minutes to find a goal to get themselves back into this game and force penalties. Melksham have got 15 minutes to lock out Downton, perhaps. I mean, I don't know. Is it in the psyche of the manager? Do you think he'll go looking for a second goal?
To be frank, I think whatever he thinks, the players will actually dictate what is going to happen in this second half. I've seen these games before. The teams will sit back and try and protect the lead. They're not going to gamble and throw men forward. It's not something we're going to push on and do deliberately. Just take it as it goes. But as long as the game on, I'm sure the more and more sitting back Melksham will do. Obviously, to get a second goal would probably kill the game, to be fair. And Downton at the end are going to have to throw men forward. So we'll wait and see.
I mean, we did see with Higden when he broke into the box, didn't he? He's not had. I mean, we've commented on it. He's not been in this game as much as Melksham would have liked to have seen him be. And the ball with this funny pitch. It's a heavy pitch. It's not a heavy pitch. It's a hard pitch, and the bounce has troubled both sides. And Higden in particular, with a lot of long balls, sort of put heavy passes put up to him. He's given him a lot to do. But for the first time after that goal, Higden was able to break into the box. He beat a couple of Downton players. I'm wondering whether Melksham have got an opportunity to extend this Downton side, particularly as they start to tire.
Yeah, I think there's every chance of that. And Downton are going to have to throw caution to the wind and give it a go if they want to get something out of this game. There's no point sitting back and losing 1-0. You just well go down 2-0 and give it a go, then sit back. So win for an entertaining 15 minutes, that's for sure. With both sides striving to keep things going. As Kovacs knocks the ball through, just over hit and through to yet again that Aldridge comes off his line and picks the ball up, and throws it away quickly.
So Downton now coming out. We're underway here again for the second period of extra time. In this second period of extra time, Melksham will be playing from left to right in their yellow shirts, black shorts, yellow socks, and Downton will be playing from right to left in their red shirts, white shorts, and red and white striped socks. Ball goes, but at the moment it's on the far side of the pitch, bobbling around the halfway line. We've got a lot of it's not head tennis, but they're booting it up in the air towards each other, and it's gone back to Charlie Aldridge. Now it's going to be a throw-in now for Downton, just inside their half, thrown up towards their number 16 Mosley, but Melksham have managed to get men back. Now actually Weston, they're wrestling just on the edge of the box, the red shirts piling in, number 6 gets the shot away. Melksham, it was panic stations for a minute there, but Melksham did well to keep some measure of discipline, because Downton were pouring forward just on the edge of the box. They're looking to try and get a shot away, but when the shot did come in, the Downton put it over the bar. Of course, it's going to be Monte Carlo or bust now for Downton. We're expecting them to pour everything and the kitchen sink into trying to find a way back into this game. But Druitt will get us back underway. Gets the ball up to halfway. Kovacs knocks the ball on, and that ball is gonna hold up? Aldridge has been quick off his line as he has in throughout this match, and he's got the ball back under control. Flower there wins the ball. Macy trying to get the ball off of Mosley, but now it's Coker forward. He tried to put forward Danny Weston. I think the Melksham are going to get on the kind end of a offside decision there, but actually it didn't matter because Druitt was already there. And there's a bit more of a buzz now. We've had that goal. A bit more of a buzz and an atmosphere around the ground. Be a better buzz if we win. Anyway, the ball nodded through there for now. Oh dear me! That was number 10, Dan Kovacs, and again, it's almost it's looked at times, Mark, like both sides have been playing with a beach ball, let alone a football, because the way that ball held up, perhaps he hit it a little bit too quickly, and it just went to the right of the goal.
Yeah, no, good opportunity there for Dan. He'd be disappointed with that. Again, flick on by Higdon, who's managed to flick that ball into path of Kovacs, and his sort of first time effort was high, wide, and not so handsome. But yeah, you're right. They just don't seem to be getting on target at the moment.
Downton with the throw-in. Ref's seen something he didn't like. I imagine that's where, because he didn't take it in the right place, so he's going to have to do it all over again. There was a little bit of fun and games at the interval period. I think the Downton management seemed particularly incensed at the officials, some of the decision making, but seems to have quietened down a little bit on the bench now. I don't know what will happen at the end of this game, whether or not we'll maybe he's got it out of his system now. Anyway, Downton have got I'm not sure. I think this is going to be a free. Well, it is a free kick. It's just inside the Melksham half over on the right-hand side. I think this is Jamie Waters to take it for Downton. Puts the diagonal ball just hanging around the penalty spot. The Melksham goalkeeper went to ground. There's a Downton player down. The Downton are appealing for a penalty. The Downton player continues to be down. The Melksham keeper, Tom Druitt, is up. Fun and games. It's all. Hello, is he calling over his linesman? The player down there, he's holding his face, whoever it is. So I don't know whether it looks like they're complaining that there was some sort of. Perhaps there was an elbow or something, but anyway, there's definitely going to be a corner. There's a whole melee going on in the Melksham penalty box at the moment. I think every single player, apart from Charlie Aldridge, is going to be an indirect free kick.
Yeah, an indirect free kick for a high foot inside the penalty area, which is quite an incredible decision. Melksham bring everyone back into the area and standing on the goal line. I'll give this to Ian. Good luck commentating on this one.
Yeah, I didn't even know that there was such a thing as an indirect. I knew you could do an indirect free kick for a back pass, but I mean, if there's been a foul in the box, then surely it should be a penalty. I mean, I appreciate you're probably happier with this than. Well, you're marginally happier with this than you would be with a penalty. But it does seem a bonkers decision. I've never, ever seen a decision like that before. Anyway, well, you live and learn, don't you? So, yes, there's an indirect free kick. This is bonkers. The entire Melksham squad are lining the goal line. Now, with no offence to Dave Macy, who I think is a good player, he's not the biggest bloke. So, and indeed, they did try and thrash it to that way, but it did deflect off of the on-running Melksham defence. So that was Melksham lived to fight another day. It was in essence they were trying to put it was like taking a penalty. They were trying to put it high to the left, but Melksham managed to get a player just out off the line. You know, very similar in a rugby game where you see the players for the conversion running off the try line to try and put off the conversion kicker. That's exactly what happened for Melksham. So you live to fight another day, but I think there's going to be some more conversation going on with the referee here. I don't know. Yeah, we're seeing some more players booked. I would imagine that's because the referee doesn't appreciate the Oxford Debating Society that's been going on. Downton, I think Downton are feeling thoroughly aggrieved here. They've got a corner kick. It's the captain, actually, Ben Smith, who's already in the book, who continues to debate with the referee. He's not having any of it anyway. Downton have got a corner over on the left-hand side. The ball's played into the far post. And Melksham have got a lot of defending to do. And it's a scrappy... Melksham managed to get it away. The ball was bobbling around in the 6-yard box. The ball's played back into the 6-yard box. Downton trying to get a head on it. The referee, I think Melksham are going to get the benefit of that. They are. Melksham will get the free kick there that the referee is adjudged. There was an incident that Melksham were the victims of, and Melksham will have a free kick. But frankly, the last 5 minutes, it's all been Downton. They've had some gilt-edged chances, not least that indirect free kick inside the box. It's squeaky bum time.
Yeah, I think it's also get out the rule book, really. An indirect free kick inside the box, I think, was given for high feet, which I'm not sure what the rules are, to be honest. I thought that was a direct free kick, therefore should have been a penalty. Anyway, from the resultant free kick, Druitt made a fantastic save. He just threw himself at the ball and flicked it over. There's then be a huge melee inside the Melksham box where various players were kicking the ball off the line. I know Ian Jeffrey kicked the ball off the line there. Dust clouds again in the 6-yard box. Absolute pandemonium in the Melksham Town box, and Downton must be feeling really aggrieved, but they're throwing everything at Melksham, and the question is, can they stand out?
Downton coming forward again. They desperately want something out of this game. Of course they do. Claudio Herbert now with the throw-in over on the right-hand side for Downton. In fact, it won't be. It's going to be the Matt Palmer, the long throw specialist. So this is going to be a bit like defending a corner for Melksham Town. They've been doing an awful lot of defending in this second period of extra time, as we thought they probably would, having taken that 1-goal lead. Anyway, the ball comes into the edge of the box. Melksham win it in the air but haven't cleared it. Melksham now trying to get it out, and it looked like whoever it was all over the Melksham player there. Anyway, the ball's come all the way out to Charlie Aldridge. Aldridge plays it up to halfway. Macy chests it down. Macy launches a long ball forward. It was like David Beckham, wasn't it? Scoring from the halfway line. Aldridge had run out to his left to clear the ball. Macy had got underneath it, and from the heart of the centre circle, put in a long looping effort, which Aldridge just managed to get back in time. Anyway, Ian Jeffrey has decided he's had enough of Downton coming down that right wing and launched the ball straight back. So Aldridge gets it again. Aldridge puts it forward, and it's a header back to Druitt in the Melksham goal. But Vinnie Rusher was all over the Melksham defence to try and put some pressure on as the ball goes back to Smith, the captain for Downton, but he gives possession away. Oh, now Melksham, there was a poor piece of footwork now. Flower puts the ball down the right-hand side. It's Griffiths who's come running into the byline, but there was just a little bit too much on it, and that will go out for a goal kick. So Melksham doing their best to try and play a little bit of football in the Downton half, which is exactly what they need to do to keep the pressure from their own goal. Downton have been throwing absolutely everything at the Melksham defence, but all to no avail so far. Anyway, Melksham have got the ball in their half, in the Downton half. This is number 12, Will Stead, who's taking it to the right of the penalty box, deep into Downton territory. Ball's played in there. This could be the second, and it is. That's it. That could be the deciding goal there for Melksham Town, and it was another one of the substitutes. Mark, who was that?
That was Ash Barnett.
Ash Barnett there. That man should take a bow because as again swamped there by his colleagues. But Barnett was played beautifully through there into the box. For Melksham second. Great build-up play there by Will Stead. Did very well to hold the ball up. They played it just along they were happy to show some patience there, which was has been missing for the first 90 minutes of the game. I think has been Some of the passing has perhaps been a bit heavy, but on that occasion, they were, I think, just happy to play in the Downton half, just on the edge of the penalty box. They played it from right to left across, and there he was. Ash Barnett just pops up, wanders through, and it was a one-on-one with the keeper. I thought he may have put it wide of the left hand upright, but he didn't. He just snuck it inside. Beautifully placed, finished, and really, as I'm not sure, Mark will tell us in a second how long we've got left to go here in Chippenham.
Yeah, sort of on the watch we played 13, but there's going to be a bit of injury time, that's for sure. So we've probably got about another 5 minutes in total to go, I would imagine.
Well, if Downton can get a goal back in the next minute or so, it will give us a grandstand finish, I'm sure. But I don't think we don't need that for the blood pressure. The blood pressure is we're all right here. We don't need any paramedics just yet, but we're getting very excited, which is what you'd expect, of course. Apologies if I do hope we've got some listeners from Downton, because for those of you who haven't made the trip, it's obviously we hope that you're able to join us. But please forgive us our bias, because when it's your hometown club, you do get a little bit carried away. Anyway, Downton, there's a Melksham player's gone down there actually, so there'll be I'm imagining that there'll be a free kick just inside the Melksham half to Melksham. He's got up, which is good. So Melksham, will have a free kick here, just in front of their dugout actually. So there's. As the players geeing each other up. Obviously, they're not in a great hurry to take this, but I mean the referee's quite fastidious, so it wouldn't be too difficult to waste a few minutes with this particular free kick. Anyway, it is taken there. I think that was by Ian Jeffries, played up towards Higdon, who's gone wide on the left. Melksham are going to have some men up, but it's number 2 there, Matt Palmer. Now, Matt Palmer's impressed me. Matt Palmer's had a good game. He's a good player. He's got into the book, but no, he's had a good game. He's got nothing to be ashamed of after this game. Anyway, Melksham, I think, they've got themselves a corner. Palmer running in there, just putting the ball out of play, but it's given Melksham a corner, which Macy's going to take. I think it's a corner, unless it's... actually, it might be a free kick. It's down by the corner flag, and actually exactly where Melksham are going to keep it. They're going to see if they can run down the clock. Macy playing a little 1-2 with Kovacs, just to try and run things down, but the ref's seen enough. And it's going to be Downton that emerge with the ball. So they play it down the right hand side, but Ian Jeffries come forward and on the outside of his boot puts a crossfield pass in to try and find Gary Higdon. Ball played forward now. It's with Downton have got it into the Melksham half, but again cut out there by Jeffrey. Number 12. Will Stead plays it back to the Melksham goalkeeper. Goalkeeper's clearances go straight to Waters for Downton, who tries to play a ball forward for number 4, Matt Scott. But there's been a foul, and it's going to be Downton who've got a free kick about 15 yards in, and number 12, Will Stead, gets a telling off, and he goes in the book. I'm not entirely sure if I could see what that was for. Did you get a better idea of that, Mark?
Yeah, a bit harsh. Ball was bouncing up. Both went in, feet up in the air, and the referee gets gets the old card out again. But it's a bit harsh, really. You know, we've got 2 minutes to play in a game. Both teams are going for it, hammer and nail. Referee gets his book out. Another £10 fine for the lad. More paperwork for the ref.
Any paperwork for the club secretary?
Of course, and chasing the player for the payment as well.
Oh dear. Anyway, 2-0, Melksham Town lead here at Harden Hewish Park, Chippenham, in the final of the Wiltshire Senior Cup. Downton running out of time, running out of chances. They've got a... oh, look at that. Somebody's just given me a scarf. But, well, I'll be. Excellent. Downton will have... No, Melksham will have the throw-in midway in their half, in the Melksham half. Remember, of course, that Melksham playing from left to right here in this final period of added time. And a long throw up to the halfway line, one in the air by Kovacs, but he couldn't keep it in play, so it goes out of play. So there'll be another throw in, this time to Downton. This just inside their half, just in front of their dugout. I imagine they're feeling pretty low at the moment. I could tell from the body language of their officials that they're feeling aggrieved. Some of their players have appealed for decisions in this match where they feel they've come off second best. But it is, at the end of the day, it's the score that counts, and the score here is 2-0 to Melksham Town. Downton now with a free kick just inside the Melksham half. The ball played into the penalty box. It's going to be Tom Druitt, who on the third time of asking managed to collect the ball. He couldn't quite catch it in the air, but he did bring it down to the ground, and then it took him a couple of chances to bring it under control finally. As the referee here singles full time, and it's Melksham Town who are triumphant here and celebrating the players on the pitch, celebrating their Wiltshire Cup win. And Mark, you must be absolutely tickled pink.
Yeah, delighted. It's not just about one game, it's all the season, and lads done really well, battled well. Fair play to Downton, made a great game of it. They'll feel aggrieved, a few decisions didn't go their way, it's fair to say. And not just on the balance of play. As the game went on, Melksham became stronger as the game went on, and I think in the end justified the win. And there will be a few sore heads in Melksham tomorrow morning, and there will be a lot of alcohol drunk in Melksham tonight, I can assure you.
It seems harsh to perhaps signal out one player as man of the match, so I don't think I won't torture you with having to make that announcement. But I mean, would you like to reflect on some of the standout performances we've seen here today? Who do you think has made the difference over the? Which players have made the difference over not just the full time, but of course the extra time as well?
Yeah, so that's a really difficult one. Melksham all year have been a team where there have been no outstanding star players. Gary Higdon has taken the headlines rightly for scoring all the goals, but it's very much a team effort. Today, I thought Druitt in goal was very safe. Okay, at the end, there were a couple of shaky moments, but the guy has only come in for the last 2 games. He hasn't played for over 12 games. To come back in a pressure game like this, he's done really well. Defensively, keep them to a clean sheet. Again, is a good effort by the lads. So the back four, Jeffrey, Young, Ibrahim, Sharp, and Flower later on did well. Central midfielders again, as the game went on, Dave Macy became more influential, which helped out. And you got to say the game was won by 2 substitutions. So fair play to the manager. Brought on Dan Griffiths and Ash Barnett. Melksham win 2-0. Scorers are Dan Griffiths and Ash Barnett. So all in all, a good effort for Downton. I thought Matt Palmer at fullback played well. Central defender and skipper Ben Smith played well. And initially, number 11 Herbert looked as if he would cause the Town a few problems. But again, as the game wore on, Melksham became a bit stronger. He didn't really have the influence that they would probably have liked. But a good game.
Yeah, I know. I mean, one of the players that I was really impressed with for Melksham Town was Saeed Ibrahim. I think when Melksham were under the cosh, he was there, very solid. And when they needed a little bit of go forward, he was coming from deep. His runs and his strength and his ball retention and ball control caught the eye. Macy, not in his pomp as he has been in some of the games I've seen him play, and Higdon came in and out of the game. But, I mean, in fairness, the guy, he did everything but score today, hitting the bar. But a fantastic effort then from Melksham, who over the 90 minutes looked like they were going to be second best, but in extra time they found a way to win, and that's the magic. That is the magic combination. Right then, so I think we'll call it a day here at Harden Hewish Park as the players make their way into the dressing room, although Melksham are still on the pitch, so congratulations to them. But I'm delighted to have had your company and be able to bring the fantastic news to you live here from Harden Hewish Park that Melksham Town are this year's Wiltshire Senior Cup winners. 2-0 they've won in extra time. My name's Ian Knockholes, and I've been delighted to have been joined by Mark Jeffrey from Melksham. Thank you very much for your time tonight, Mark, and I think we can go and enjoy a well-deserved drink now.
Yeah, alcohol required. Thanks Ian as well. Really enjoyed it. Great to be part of the 7th win in Melksham's history. So good afternoon all around. Thank you.